Yes, people, welcome to another episode of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on Sarcasm City TV at some crazy time as usual. This is actually later than we usually do it, isn't it? I ain't gonna lie, but yeah. Um, I'll introduce, I've got one of my fellow co-hosts on with me at the moment. Big up my G, big bro, flawless Mr. Take Note. How you doing, my guy?
Yo, I'm blessed, fam. You know what I'm saying? What are you saying? You good? Even though
I'm
we
good,
were just in a
man. It's
2 hour
good
stream
to be.
together.
It's good. Yeah, like we weren't on the stream with each other for like 3 hours, bro.
Yeah. But you still have to ask the question, didn't it? It seems
Yeah, you
stupid.
still have to ask still. Yeah, I'm good, man. It's good to be back as well. Obviously, I haven't been off for like the last week, bro, with some just been busy with some stuff. So yeah, it's good to
Handling
be
life.
back, man.
Well, man, it's good to have you back. And that's why I let you introduce the show, because people have been asking for you. Like, wow, where's
Yeah,
Ryan? Is he good? And I was like, yeah, Ryan's blessed. You're just handling life business. That's all it
yeah.
is. I'm saying, but large up everyone who was watching Shameless FC, hella entertaining show on Carefree Lewis's channel. There is a
I already
playlist
know
for
what a
it.
lot of these questions are going
Sizzle
to
to the
be aimed to
name.
me about today.
Oh, we're gonna get into all of that. Do not
Yeah,
worry, we will. But yeah, Shameless FC, there's a playlist for it on this channel. So just click on that and you can check it out. I also shared it to the community tab. But like I start every show on the channel as well. Love to everybody who's supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity. Like it's much, much, much appreciated. It really does not go unnoticed. And please make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you do that. Hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share it across all the socials as well. You can go to my Twitter and my Instagram, retweet and like it from my Twitter, share it from my Instagram. Click the share button as well. You can share it directly from there, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. You hear me? Group. You can share it to a WhatsApp status, Snapchat, wherever else. You hear me? Anything you're active on. And subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, people. And when you do, make sure you hit the notification bell and check out the upcoming live stream section, because we literally go live every single day. Mods, please get everybody liking and subscribing. And if you haven't seen the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A before, it's where you can ask us any sporting question, past or present. So any sport. So if you want to talk to us, you want to ask a question about football, boxing, cricket, might be Formula One, tennis, because certain people's goats got slapped. Any question you have, yeah, it's cool. Feel free to ask any question you want, and me and Ryan will answer your questions, people. And again, also, if you're a member, if I keep going to the same names, it's because members, their comment or question takes priority like a super chat. So if I'm going to the same names all the time, I'm not disrespecting you, I'm not ignoring you. And if you want to become a member, the link is underneath in the description. Large up team over in the Secret Service, who says, welcome to the Novak Djokovic slandering section. All of my points still standing. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming. Federer still there in the GOAT category. Also, Timo says, Novak, unpopular opinion, Djokovic is an overrated GOAT. What do you reckon?
how can he literally just lost one final today. Man's the only guy. He's won the joint most ever Grand Slams. He'll overtake Nadal and Federer easily because he's still got more in the tank than them. So he'll easily finish as number one with the most. He's also the only player to have won each Grand Slam at least twice as well. Not even Nadal or Federer have done that. He's won each Grand Slam at least twice. How's he an overrated GOAT? He literally lost one game today. One
Is this a true
final. He's
stat?
won all the three other Grand Slams.
You said Novak Djokovic has broken more rackets 25 than winning Grand Slams 20. Is that a true stat?
It probably is because he does break a lot of rackets, but still,
That's
what
terrible.
matters is what you win.
Large up Nippin, who says hello, big up to Flawless. When the surf is in the cut, he says, Ryan, what happened to your GOAT Djokovic? He wants to
Had a
know what
bad
happened
day
today.
at the office.
He's saying it's an awful day. It's terrible.
He got battered. To be fair, it was Federer's had bad games. Nadal's had bad games. It happens.
Yeah, so Joe Matip, them ones. I hear that.
Oh,
News Stories FAT says, big up Flawless and Ryan.
yeah, you know what? When you say stuff like that, that's stuff I haven't missed about you the last week. I can't lie.
What stuff? What do you mean?
Oh, you boy
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he gets spun every now and then. He played well today, though. He was decent. You know what I'm saying?
Playmaker, bro. Best number 10 in the world for that first
He was
goal.
decent still. True say, he is the best number 10 at Liverpool. That is facts. Big up Flawless
he
Ryan.
actually is.
Also, yeah, I know he is. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no 10s. Big up Flawless and Ryan. Baz was on some Conference League crack on Shameless.
Bro, you should have seen him off stream just now.
Yeah, he was wilding. We want Yan with the love heart, says Daniel. I believe she'll be on.
Yeah, she'll be on soon, I think.
Finished the article, says yes,
Big
my
up
guy.
Shazad,
Big up to you. Bring back the fan calling show. I will probably bring it back soon. I don't know when. Timo also says we want Eleanor. Eleanor won't be on today. She won't be on today. Big up Flawless and Ryan. Hope for a good recovery. Back for Elliot. Yes, we hope for a very speedy.
Yeah, definitely.
recovery. You know
It's good news that I think it's just a dislocated ankle and he's having surgery in the next few days. He'll probably only be out for like 2 months or something. So, when you see it first, you probably think it's definitely the whole season. But two months, I think it's not. It's serious injury, but it could have been a lot worse. So, yeah.
And Winner Surfer, if you want the link, let me know and I'll send it to you because you are a general anyway. So you need to be on one of these Q&A. So feel free if you want to jump on. That's calm. Where else we at? Noah says Vieira was manager of the week, Flawless. We will get into that tomorrow on doing the most. We will get into that.
He's definitely got a shout, yeah.
We're going to get into that. Big up Flawless. Do you think Pogba will get 15 assists this season?
Yeah.
What's he on now? 7.
It's already on 7 in the league. And we've only done 4 games.
Because that means he's got 31 games. So to get
8 assists in 31 games.
Even from DM, I expect him to get 8. Even from DM, I expect him to get 8 assists.
Especially when you got a finisher in Ronaldo up front as well. Like,
it's like, just hit the box in it.
He'll probably break the record,
Right. Flawless, I'm playing. Oh my, is that a racket or guitar? He's saying he's playing all these rackets. He's playing all these violins for your guy. You know what I'm saying? When the Surfer, hop on if you want.
Oh man, I just saw on the Twitter, man. I didn't like. When he lost, I was like, "Oh, Ryan's in the mud on Twitter." All I could see is that Ryan's in the mud. Welcome to your goal, innit? I was like, I didn't even go on Twitter now. Like, fucking.
Look at you. You know what I'm saying? And that Diaz
I never imagined my football team would win so comfortably today, and I still wouldn't feel like going on Twitter for the whole night.
You know what it is? It's because you chat so much shit. People can't wait to get at you. That's what it is. Because you unfairly slander. Like I give credit, but it's not. I give slander, but it's not unfair. Like if Arsenal were good, I wouldn't slander Arsenal the way I slandered them. I just pick a new target.
But speaking of tennis today, I know Djokovic lost, but massive shout out to Emma Raducanu.
Was it straight sets?
Yeah. Wow. 4-6 in it. But massive shout out to Emma Raducanu yesterday as well for what she did as well. Winning the US Open. Do you not know?
No, let the people know because there's someone who's watching. I'm guessing she's British. She's the first British.
Yeah, she's British. 18-year-old won the US Open yesterday in straight sets.
I didn't know she was
18-year-old.
Who did she play?
Layla Fernandez. She's Canadian. She's a teenager as well. She's a year older, I think.
It was 2 teenagers.
Yeah.
As the women's game just fell off, or are they exceptional?
No. They were very good players. But obviously you ain't got Serena Williams now, and those guys, but they're still a good level. But what she did yesterday, I think that's one of the best achievements in British sporting history for me because what she did, first British female to win a Grand Slam in 44 years, teenager, didn't even drop a set in the whole tournament, came through qualifying, had to qualify for the tournament as well. What she's done is what she did last night was a madness still, and massive shout out to her still. What she did was unreal.
Facts. Big up Flawless and Ryan. Shouts from Toronto. Larger bled to lead. Not seen you in a minute, but I hope you're blessed. I hope it's all good over there in the 6. You know what I'm saying? Big up Samuel who says Flawless, Christian Pulisic, Ziyech are both overrated. Again, depends who you're talking to. Because I
really like them both.
I'm a fan of Pulisic. It's just that he's very injury prone. Ziyech, I've not seen enough of, but he looks like a talented player.
I really liked him at Ajax. That's the thing, and he's got a lot of ability. Sometimes it just doesn't work out at a club. It's just one of those things at the end of the day.
Zane says, "I told you Nuno Tax was real." And who's that looking hella glum in the Arsenal kit? That's what he does to you. Don't wear it, people. You know what I'm saying?
These Arsenal fans so shameless. Going in on Spurs when they're about 6 points clear of them.
Yeah, it's serious. We want to win. Yeah, Winter Surfer's coming on as well. I don't know why I clicked on this, talking to Winter Surfer like he doesn't know Winter Surfer's coming on. We move. It is what it is. Daniel says, I don't like sore losers. That's why I don't like Djokovic, and he breaks rackets when he doesn't get his way. Did he break the racket off a bad shot? Is that what it was?
Yeah, and he went mad. He slammed his racket on the floor 3 times in a row. It was mad. He does lose his shit a lot of the time, but I just judge him as a player, and as a player, he's the GOAT for me. And that's just my opinion. This game doesn't change my opinion that he's the GOAT at all. Doesn't change my opinion at all.
Right, that's reasonable. But because you're very unreasonable, people are going to be unreasonable to you.
But I don't think it's unreasonable to say Djokovic is the GOAT because
No. I'm not saying it's unreasonable to say Where the issue stemmed from is because you said Federer's not in the conversation. That's what's crazy. That's like saying Messi's not in the...
Nadal. I just don't
No,
even...
forget Nadal. That's like saying, you know what the equivalent of that is saying to most people, aside from you, and you're in the minority on that, is like saying Messi's not in the conversation as being
But
the GOAT
in the
all
last
time
10
of football.
years, Federer's only won 4 Grand Slams in the last 10 years. That's not GOAT material for me.
But in the last 10 years, Messi's only won 1 Champions League.
Yeah, but that's football. We can't compare a team sport to an individual sport.
So why is Messi in the GOAT conversation then? Because of what he did in the Champions League, correct?
It's just amazing, that's why.
Yeah, also what he did in the Champions League. If you take away Messi's Champions League accolades, is he in the GOAT conversation? If he just wins La Ligas and wins so that's my point. So he's in the GOAT conversation, and big up Winner Surfer in the cut as well. So he's in the GOAT conversation because he won Champions League.
Big up Winner Surfer, man.
So then if you go 10 years and only win 1, surely that gets used against you. I don't think this is. I'm going off your logic. But
I'm also going by when all 3 of them have been around at the top of their game. It's been Djokovic has been the one that's dominated.
He wasn't in his prime. I don't think that was Federer's prime.
Nah, I mean around when Djokovic first started winning regularly was 2011, where he won the 3 in 2011.
I think Federer's prime was before that.
It probably was, but then Djokovic was only starting out at that time as well.
And again, that's not a shot at Djokovic. That's not a shot at Djokovic.
He's 5 years older.
In the last 10 years have not been the best Federer.
Because Djokovic turned pro in 2005, won his first Grand Slam in 2008, and then won 3 in 2011, and from then on he hasn't really looked back. That's the thing. Whereas Federer, over the last 10 years, only winning 4 Grand Slams is very poor for me.
That's not good, but you can't discredit what he did before.
Put it this way, this ain't me to say. For me, Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer are the 3 best of all time by far. I don't think anyone comes close to those 3. I will say that. Federer is one of the best of all time, but for me, Djokovic is the GOAT, is the clear GOAT for me. The way I judge it, for me, he's the clear GOAT.
Mm-hmm. It's the same in football. There's no real GOAT because there's no consensus. Do you know what I mean?
That's a great point.
But if I was to say to you, who's the greatest sprinter of all time, what would you say?
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt, right? There's only going to be overall consensus will say Usain Bolt. Yeah, you might, for historical reasons, say Jesse Owens, but that may be because of all the context of what Jesse Owens went through, and stuff like that. But it would be Usain Bolt. It's like I'm bored of the GOAT debate in football. It's like, why can't there's loads
in football. I'm bored of it in football. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's like, just enjoy them. You're lucky to have 2.
In football, I feel there's 1. In football, I feel there's a lot more variables you have to put into the GOAT conversation as well. In football, because it's a team sport as well, a lot more context has to be applied to it. Whereas in tennis, you can more look at the individual achievements and how much they've won, what they've won, etc., etc. And it's like, because it's an individual sport, you don't have to place as much context as in football. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, because if you look at Messi, and I'm not singing that Messi, how much context or how much praise do you give his overall surrounding in Barcelona when he's got a midfield of Busquets, Iniesta, and
one of the best
Xavi?
you've ever
arguably, you could argue that it's arguable. It's not the best. It's one of the best midfields that's ever happened. I mean, not to say that he hasn't done well without them. He has done well, but it's like you have to put it in context. I just enjoy him.
And Raphael G says, now Flawless, you're waffling. You can't compare tennis owners to football trophies. PS, I believe Federer is the GOAT. I weren't comparing the two. I was using it as a metric to what Ryan was saying. He was saying in the last 10 years, Federer's won 4 Grand Slams. In the last 10 years, if I stand correct, Messi's won 1 Champions League. One of the main reasons we call Messi the GOAT is because of his greatness and consistency in that competition. So if that's the reason why we propel him there, when he doesn't perform in that competition, we can use that against him.
Yeah, because
I personally wouldn't, but that's what it is.
Because you can't say, I heard Ryan's argument, it's like, well, what has Federer, what has he won in the last 10 years? It's like, okay, well, what did he win the 10 years before that? He won most. It's unfair to. What's unique about this is that all of them are near enough around at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We give or take like maybe 8 years or something like that between Federer and. But you forget, Federer broke Sampras's hold on Wimbledon. He broke it.
But Djokovic could do that himself. Djokovic is only 2. Federer's got 8. Djokovic is on 6. Djokovic has still got time to probably.
Oh no, what I'm talking about is just.
I'm talking about them playing each other. Did they play each other?
Late 90s, early 2000s, Sampras basically.
Oh, you talking Federer beat him in the game?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
but then
2001, I think that was. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like Djokovic would have made history. I think only the second person to win all the Grand Slams in one season, something like that. He would have made history.
Yeah, he'd have been, if he'd have won today, he would have been the first in the Open era to have won all 4 in the same. Rod Laver did it, but that was before the Open era in 1969.
And Baz Ten says it here. Djokovic nearly won all 4 slams this year, but we've seen Federer do this countless times. Federer's done this countless times.
I don't think he's won all 4. I don't think
one thing though, Federer didn't do with those.
No. I never said he did it. I said because he said nearly, and that's why I'm saying it's Federer nearly.
No. What I'm saying is, Federer had years where he won 3 in the same year.
Yeah.
But he never won 3 on different. He didn't win it. Yeah, he didn't win him on different surfaces. Djokovic 3 Grand Slams.
Yeah, because he came up against the greatest clay court player of all time in his prime.
Djokovic beat Nadal this year on clay.
I know, but Nadal's won it 13 times or something.
In his prime, though. This isn't prime Nadal. This is not now prime Nadal. Prime Nadal was around the time of Federer. If neither of those two are about, they win so much more. If you take Nadal,
but then Nadal was only French champion last year and the year before.
Yeah, because he's still good enough.
And the year
because he's still good enough to win. No, but he's still good enough to win. But he's still not prime Nadal.
I will agree. I think Federer and Nadal, because of their injuries and age, are. And they have the right to do this, by the way. They have the right to do this. And Djokovic. And
Nadal's only a year older than Djokovic, by the way.
They will pick the tournaments to sharpen.
Forget the year. Yeah, forget the year. It's all about your prime years. Me and you could be the same age, but you can peak earlier before I do.
That's very true.
You can have 2 people who are 25.
But then it looks.
And one can peak in 25 and one next. My whole point is, if you take Nadal or Federer away from each other and they're not around in the same era, they both dominate during that period. Like that 5-year period, because someone said 04 to 09, they both dominate because they were consistently getting to finals in competitions. Federer's seen as one of the greatest grass court players of all time. So's Nadal. It's rare that you'll get that in the same era and they're both in their prime.
Nadal's not one of the greatest grass court.
No, greatest clay court, I mean. And Federer is one of the greatest.
He's the greatest clay court. Nadal on clay.
That's my That's my point.
Most single domination.
Yes,
and you'll ever see in any sport.
So if he isn't there during Federer's run, how incredible is Federer's run? Because he was winning everything else.
Well, he'd win all 4. He'd be multiple.
How many years would he win all 4?
You could say the same for Djokovic. Because Djokovic has lost to Nadal in French Open finals over the years as well.
That's what I mean. It's like,
and I give him his credit for that.
And you can even say Djokovic as a stranglehold in the Australian Open, really, if you look at it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%.
He's got it,
And over the years, he's had a stranglehold on Wimbledon as well.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's very rare you get it nearly in the same era. Obviously, Federer's 39, so...
Djokovic is definitely the best on hard court out of the 3.
You'd want them all in their prime. That's the unfortunate part.
Grass is arguable.
You could argue. I think you could argue. I think the biggest debate would be between Federer and Nadal because they played a lot.
And their prime years.
Yeah,
and his prime years as well.
In their prime, I mean, they had some great Wimbledon finals, like 5 setters, just unbelievable, like about 5-hour matches and something like that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Ooh.
Them ones, it's nuts. Big up about Don Harris as well. I'm gonna hit you back as well, my G. He says, "Who's the GOAT of sports? Ali, Tyson, Jordan, or Ronaldo?" When you say the GOAT, so like, go further, and we'll answer. Because like again,
what I would say about that is considering how old Muhammad Ali is, to still be as relevant as he is now, that's a big thing, because I think, like, don't get me wrong, everyone knows who all 4 are, of course, you know what I mean? Ronaldo's a superstar, so he's known outside of football. He's a brand, isn't he? So he's a little bit different. Same with Jordan, because it's like You know, now he's got his whole Air Jordan thing. So even if you don't know anything about basketball and you've never heard of him, you will have heard of him, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's a difficult one. I'd just say, considering the age of Muhammad Ali and when he was actually at his best, you know, that was a long time ago. So it's a hard one, isn't it? Because it depends where you are as well. In America, it's going to be Jordan all day. Do you know what I mean?
What?
Or Ali.
Nah, it's one of them though, because Winner Surfer made a great point when he was talking about the running and Jesse Owens. The reason why Ali is so sought after is a lot of the stuff is outside the boxing ring. That doesn't mean he wasn't an incredible boxer. Outside of the ring is what it is.
Yeah, the way he
like you mentioned it there, Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? The Jordans. That's outside
what he's doing now.
of actual basketball. Like it's the same with Tyson. Like,
and that Space Jam film as well.
He's known for like
that's what I'm saying. Because all of these, it's kind of like it's kind of like they're outside of their sport, so you can compare them in that way. I don't know, like.
I'd say
Muhammad Ali is probably
if we're talking in terms of influence, is Ali 100%. Like in terms of influence, I think it's Ali. But if you're talking sporting achievements, it's between Ronaldo and Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I could have Tyson.
No, it's not Tyson.
I wouldn't have Tyson.
In terms of impact, I think Mike Tyson is one of the most impactful. Like his run at the time was just electric. Yeah. Like you don't have to be a boxing fan to know him. At the time he was having his run. But in terms of sporting achievement, it's been, to me, if we're talking long, it's between Ronaldo and Jordan. If you're talking soul and sport, like Ali lost like a few times and stuff like that. Yes, he went against Fraser and George Foreman, who were two of the greatest heavyweights also. But in terms of sporting achievement, it might have to be Jordan to three-peat twice. Man three-peated, left, came back and three-peated again.
You know the issue though. You know the issue with Jordan.
Go on.
I think like you said, I think he's more known for his shoes or his gear
what he's doing
than his
now,
actual sporting achievement. I mean, the NBA's growing now. I mean, but back then, and I honestly mean this, I think people might have known him more for the Space Jam film, outside of it than the actual thing. Whereas Ali, I mean, you're talking about outside stuff, you know, political, Vietnam War, changing his name, coming back 10 years later, winning a world title. I mean, I've watched that Foreman. That if you've ever watched that Foreman fight with Ali, it's just, I mean, it is brutal. Some of the shots. I mean, you can understand why maybe what happened to him later in life happened. Those punches looked illegal and their gloves on. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous. They had gloves on, and it was just a battering he took by Foreman. And Foreman, I know some of the shots he got. That's why he calls all his sons by his first name, so he doesn't forget it. You know what I mean? But it was. Yeah, I think Ali transcends.
That's why it's two questions, because we can talk about.
I hate boxing. But I know a lot about him, so that says it all. Do you know what I mean?
Because outside influence is Ali. Like, that's not even a question. Like, when you start talking about changing your name, refusing to go to war, that's outside. But if we're talking sporting achievements, like I said, it's between Jordan and Ronaldo.
But then probably someone in the comments said, I've seen a few names, you know, of other people that I kind of would be in the same thing. Because it's like somebody mentioned Usain Bolt. But it's like him, he's that guy that everyone knows now. Do you know what I mean? So in the future, it depends. Obviously, if somebody younger comes in and completely smashes everything he did, it will change things a little bit. It's kind of like with Jordan.
Does Usain Bolt have more of a case of being there than Tyson?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It pays me to admit.
I love Tyson. 3 consecutive Olympics. Gold medal in 100 meters and 200 meters, and the relays in all 3 Olympics. He won all of them.
Yeah.
It's Jordan, but again, are we talking about then what he did there? But then, because he's just comparing sport, because what Ronaldo's done is great in terms of achievement, but he's been around much longer. It's like Jordan was saying 6 years.
I think what I would say about football that's a bit different is, like you were saying before, it's a team sport.
It's a team sport.
So there are people who have won what Ronaldo's won or similar. Do you know what I mean? Whereas it's like with Bolt, no one has won that, like in that sort of event. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? It's
going to say
like
3 Champions Leagues, but we move.
But you're talking about,
the thing is, he didn't win it on his own. Do you know what I mean? So there's other players like that have won.
Usain Bolt was the light. Is the light during all the drugs issues with athletics?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, could you imagine if Usain Bolt had been found to be taking something?
Yeah.
Can you imagine just the
would have been a rap reflex.
The tears around the world. I mean,
I would have cried. I would have cried. I would have done a rap.
I can't watch another race. I can't. I can't.
I would have been emotional.
I couldn't even think about another race.
And I would have been.
I wouldn't even run again in my whole life out of protest.
But let's face it, the 2012, what I was interested in was a 100-meter sprint race and the women's beach volleyball. That was all I was interested in 2012. Okay,
and I know exactly. I know why he was interested in. I know why he was interested in the beach football, because the athleticism, the incredible women are incredible. We need to raise them up. You know what I'm saying? And not just see them as objects. They were phenomenal.
How do they deal with that?
Yeah, they should film it from the. They should film it from the stomach up in it, and then
now you're objectifying it. You shouldn't do that. You're just objectifying them. What's wrong with you in that? They're human beings. They're not pieces of meat. How are you doing that? You're the only girl. I apologize to any women who might be listening. I can't believe
you like that. Binocular style.
I can't believe that. There's 3 males and 1 female, and she's the one objectifying the women in the sport.
You know what's mad in terms of Bolt? Like,
feminism died.
We apologize to the viewers.
Hold on. Let me take the mic out. I apologize wholeheartedly to everybody who is watching.
We have to apologize.
We treat women equal. We have to apologize. Yan City's views are the views of Yan City and Yan City only, and not the views of myself or Sarcasm City TV on a whole. Thank you very much. Please make sure you like the video also. Let's continue the show.
Thank you.
For the female viewers, that's the part.
Yeah, okay. We all know why you watch volleyball, and it's not because you enjoy it. Watch the men's as well. We'll watch the men's then, innit?
Yeah, but I do watch the women's as well. You know what I mean? I watch the highest caliber. You know what I'm saying? The women's volleyball is better, technically.
But yeah, anyway.
From a technical standpoint.
Anyway, so what I was saying about like even things like Ronaldo, like Ronaldo is he like his body is like his temple, and this is why at his age now he still looks the way he does, he still performs the way he does, stuff like that. Like from what I know about Bolt, he wasn't even like 100% the perfect athlete in terms of what he did outside, do you know what I mean? And he still was doing what he was doing. So that just says it all. Like he's just something else. So for me, yeah, I think I just wanted to shout out Bolt because someone mentioned it, and I thought in terms of
Bolt has to be in the conversation.
There's a great video. There's a great video of Bolt's first Olympic race in 2004 where he got smoked. I think he finished like 7th or last. He got smoked. So I don't know. In 4 years, fantastic, but it's a weird one. We just got smoked, like that American racer the other month.
Oh god,
Carrie Richardson.
She got smoked. And
she
was still chatting afterwards. I did like that about her. She was still like mouthing off.
Shameless.
Yeah. You know what it is with her? Like the thing is, like I would be embarrassed. Like don't get me wrong. Like, and this is what I was saying the other day about football. Like everyone says things like, as a United fan, you'll say Fred's not good enough to start. But in Fred's head, he's brilliant and he should play every single game because in his head, he's a fantastic footballer, one of the best in the league. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone thinks they're better than they are. But her, like, she's come out with all this stuff. She was going, do you miss me yet? About something.
No. Hang on a sec, Jan. We need to get into what this prick to the left of me just said. Go on, say that again. Go on.
Carry on. Why are you stopping? Yeah. I'm saying it's cool. Yeah, carry on. I'm just there cracking jokes and that.
No, I was just saying, like, in terms of like, obviously her, she's saying things like, "Do you miss me?" And she's never even been there before. It's just a bit arrogant, isn't it? It's kind of like, I just think the way she went on, and then the fact that she then got humbled and then was still chatting shit, it's a bit mad still. Like, I don't hate her, you know what I mean? She's a woman, she's doing great things, whatever. But it's like at the same time, I just a bit quiet in it. Like, Usain Bolt was cocky, but he was cocky because he knew he was the best. Yeah.
Is it basically the Zlatan?
There's nothing wrong with talking all the ish, but you have to be able to back that up. That's what it is.
If you don't, you're gonna get the shit. Yeah.
And that's right. You know what I'm saying? And
is it like Zlatan?
Mayweather. Because people give Floyd Mayweather a lot of flack where it's like, yo, he delivered in the ring.
Yeah, but he backs it.
Even if Mayweather chats shit now, right, and then loses, he's still chatting shit because of what he's done before.
Yeah,
she hasn't done anything to be chatting shit. Like, the way she's going on should be what Shelly Ann Fraser-Price is saying. Someone that's actually been there, done that, and now Shelly Ann ain't saying all that. Like, she just laughed because she's, finding it funny. But it's just one of them things. It's mad.
I could be the worst winner. I'd be shameless.
Yeah, you shameless anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
You're a Liverpool fan. You know what I'm saying? That's all it tells you need to know. But Nippon says,
go on, explain what you said earlier on, though.
Oh, because Jan said people think they're better than they are. And I was like, yeah, right. But we move.
I'm amazing. I'm perfect in every way.
This is my point. You know what I'm saying?
That's what his mum said, though. To be fair, he takes his mum's advice. Cool.
Whose mum said that?
His mum said that to him, innit?
Yeah, she's supposed to say this. It's her only son, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Apart from your mum don't say that.
Apart from my mum knows I'm a prick. You know, she got me.
Your mum doesn't say that.
She's fully aware.
Me to you, it's great.
She literally does. My mum knows exactly what her son is like. She's no shot. She knows what I'm like. Well, what does she know? She Ollie in, but we move. As I was saying anyway.
Is she mad?
She is. She's Ollie in, legit. After we beat not the Newcastle game, Wolves game, she'd message me like, yeah, told you to win. Whatever, man. Anyways, Jan got that off. Who deserves to win? Yes, you are right, Daniel. Jan is the perfect one.
Who deserves to win the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah.
I
just put this out there before we continue the Ballon d'Or? I really don't care for this trophy like that, but that's just me.
No, I don't care too much. The thing is, I think, for me, whatever great season you want to insert player's name there, Messi's better than them. The only thing I would say is Lewandowski would have 100% won it last year. So I feel a bit bad for Lewandowski. And based on that, I wouldn't mind if he won it this year. But I think
you see why Diaz overrated.
Messi to do what he's done and then win an international trophy, which was, like you say, the black mark against him. For him to do that this season, I think it has to be Messi number 7. The only thing that I would say is Lewandowski, like I said, he won't win another one, whereas Messi's got 6. So I wouldn't hate Lewandowski winning it, but I think it's got to be Messi, man. He's just the standard is so high for him. It's just. I don't know.
Because it's based, because Ballon d'Or is not, it's not based on season to season. It's a yearly thing, isn't it? So the thing is, what's crazy about the Ballon d'Or is, say you have an exceptional. So say the player has an exceptional 2022. He wins at the international tournament. Yeah. He wins his league, but then the following season he falls off from August to December. Does he deserve the Ballon d'Or? He's just won a Premier League and an international tournament. But then after that, he's fell off.
This is why I think Messi and Ronaldo win it. Because the thing is with Messi and Ronaldo is, even in a poor season for them, they're getting ridiculous numbers. So your striker has the season of his life and still has less than Messi and Ronaldo. So that's why they swap it between each other. I think, for me, I just think Lewandowski won't win it again. I think last season was his chance, and I think he
never won in the first place.
And it's unfair that they kind of just cancelled it in his best season. Do you know what I mean? So it's a little bit unfair, but I can't see it going. I can't see it going anywhere other than Messi. I really can't. I don't think there's anyone that has got close to him, and it's unfair because it's literally like it's unfair competition, and it's like running in an 100 meters race with Usain Bolt. Like
and you're Sha'Carri Richardson.
You're going for silver. You're not going for gold.
I'd go for gold. I've only got winning mentality. I'd go for gold.
Yeah, you'd go for the gold, but you wouldn't win it. Unless
reckon I could.
Usain Bolt decided he wasn't going to turn up.
As long as you believe. Andrew says, flawless picking Jordan on his basketball bias. I'd literally not heard of this guy till a few years ago. I'm not a basketball fan like that. The thing is, let me just put this out there. I am not a basketball fan like that. Legit. Why do you think I am not on courtside commentary? I leave that to Winter Surfer and the rest of them guys and say, yo, you lot handle it. The watch-alongs, this is why I drafted in like 5-6 man, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. I can watch it and analyze the game to an extent, but the amount of times I learned a lot during the watch-alongs, whether that's Winter Surfer or Peter or whoever.
For the basketball watchers, Flawless are rookie.
Yes, I'm literally the rookie. Yes. Everyone else, I think literally everyone on that panel knows more than me. And that's why I went and got them, because I'm like, you've not wanted the content.
And that's why, what do the best managers do? If they spot a weakness, they bring in other people and other players to
he's our rookie coach.
That's it. I'm the rookie coach, but I went and got all-stars, and the shit popped. You know what I'm saying? They banged.
You did a potch.
Hey. Actually, yeah, you call me Potch, I run with that. That's calm.
Apparently I've got an agenda, but then people say stuff like this in it.
He's
trolling.
Apparently
I've got an agenda in it
because he knows you. He's trolling. It's like someone. It's like if Winter Surfer turns around now and takes a shot at Potch, he knows I'm going to say something. He's done it. He does it every time we're on the stream. He will take a shot at Potch because he knows I'm a Potch fanboy.
So he shouldn't be anywhere near the Ballon d'Or.
Man called him Tim Potch. That's funny, and because it's funny, that's going to annoy me even more. You know what I'm saying? Like, man called him Tim Potch. He knows he's going to get a rise on me when he says that. You know, so that's what it is. People know they're going to mention Diaz. You're going to say something. Anyone knows. These lot know if they diss Manchester City, you ain't going to be on your ass. Like, they fully aware of what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And that. See, look at her smiling. You never see a smile.
When are you getting girl again? Because that was fun.
When was what?
The $100 million smile there.
When am I getting a what again?
What's it called? Roasted. Whatever happened? What do you call it? I can't remember.
Oh, you mean when I got cooked?
Yeah, we got cooked, man. That was a good day.
Yeah, it was one time. They don't happen often. You get what I'm saying? In that.
I know, guys.
Me a lot.
I need Lindrick back. Yeah. Can we do a stream with Lindrick?
Yeah, we can chat Lindrick.
No problem. Free Lindrick.
Lindrick can't cook me, but we mean. I'm saying, but large up Lindrick. They free him. He's good. He has an open invitation. He has the login.
Yeah, he has the login still.
He can log in whenever he wants. Like, he can clearly show up. But yeah, managers running. You lot continue to get your questions in as well. But yeah, I just had to clear that up, like in regards to the basketball. If I was going to be biased to anyone, it'd be Ronaldo. I've seen someone say that the difference between Jordan and Ronaldo is Jordan has GOAT achievements, and so does Ronaldo. But Jordan has GOAT ability, and Ronaldo doesn't have GOAT ability. Ronaldo definitely has GOAT ability. Yeah. I know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, Ronaldo's mentality is GOAT-like.
Yeah.
You can't teach that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That meticulous prep is very tough. Like, that adds into it. Like, is he as talented as Messi? That's a whole other conversation. But is he GOAT talented? Yes. I don't think don't whisper it. Say it with your chest in it. Say it with your titties in it. Say it with your chest.
No, about Messi. And I said,
well, say it with your chest.
I'm not
saying?
I heard what you said.
He's the second best player in the world.
I heard what you said before.
I thought that was a bit wild to say to her. That's why I changed it. I'd say it to used to, but I can't. Saying that to Jan's a bit wild, isn't it? So that's why I changed it, because I normally say that to a guy, but I can't say it to a girl.
You're so lucky she spoke at the same time.
Yeah, you still chatting shit.
I can't say that. I forgot. Normally I used to talk to females.
Because I didn't
say that again.
Oh
no, I just said say. No, I said say it with your. Because obviously, what I would say to
Ryan.
Say
it with my chest.
Yeah, I said say.
You said say it with your Man Cities.
I said say it with your titties. That's what I said.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, he always says that.
Not to you. It's a bit.
Yeah, we're not live on stream.
Nah, not to you.
You say it to me, though.
I've never said that to you before. I say it with your chest. Nah, I normally say it with your titties to Ryan, or if I'm talking to a guy.
Oh, okay.
Say it with your titties, but I said it to you and I was like, yeah, I can't really say that to you. That's a bit.
Oh, it's alright. She found it funny. She chuckled still.
Hilarious, isn't it?
That's a good point, actually. In the what Daniel said, in terms of, it depends. If you're talking GOAT as an achievement, then it's different. But if you're, it's not even different, to be fair. But it's like Ronaldinho is one of them where, like, they call football the beautiful game. If you had to have a video of the beautiful game, you would put him. So for me, he's my favorite footballer ever.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So
Ronaldinho
is that guy. Is that guy. So that's what I mean. If you're talking, so when he says the true GOAT is him, you know, he was great to watch, and 2, he did have the achievements to back it up. So it's just, I think with football, it's debatable who's the actual,
Yeah, because there's no metric, there's no criteria. Like with most things, when we're basing things, we're like, all right, to be a certain level, you have to do this, and this.
Yeah,
there's no criteria, and then because it's team, there's so many variables about what team you're in, what position you're playing, who the opposition is, etc., and all that type of
Most
stuff.
people say Messi.
If you're Jamaican and you play for Jamaica, you're never going to win the World Cup. So it's like already they're saying you could never be a GOAT because you're not. Like if Greenwood turns around and chooses Jamaica, right? Mm-hmm. That's like saying he could never be the best player in the world because he plays for Jamaica. Do you know what I mean? Mm. So it context and stuff like that comes into it when it's football. I think with Jordan, obviously the kids growing up now, it's going to be all about LeBron. Because LeBron is the guy at the moment. Do you know what I mean? For me personally, I love Kobe. So I'm team Kobe. But I do like LeBron James. You can't... What LeBron James is doing on and off the pitch...
That's right.
You can't really fault him for that. He's doing a lot. So I like...
He'll transcend his sport for his social awareness and what he's done in his hometown. He's built he's built a school.
Yeah,
he's built a school. He's offering families free board, free board, free meals, free tuition.
Yeah.
He's more involved in politics, stuff like that. He'll be like that. He'll be an owner of a team.
Yeah.
No doubt he will buy a franchise and use that platform.
He owns Liverpool, doesn't he?
He's a Liverpool.
Yeah. Liverpool or 1%.
Who's this? Who's this?
LeBron James.
Says why never be the GOAT and that.
Massive Liverpool.
He owns something tiny. Like he spent, I think it was 7 million, and he got like 1% or something like that.
Yeah, man, he's giving back to the less fortunate. I understand, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's doing. 1 league title in 31.5 years. He's giving back to the less fortunate. I understand. I respect it.
Massive
Liverpool
fan he is.
Yeah,
love the
giving back to the less
Gerrard pivot he did back in the day. Yeah.
He's living off Henderson.
Yeah, he loved it. Yeah, he loved it. Yeah, sure.
Yo, man muted my mic, Did that hurt you, Ryan? Bless you. You know what I'm saying? That hurt him. Look, that's why he's frozen, the dickhead. He's frozen, isn't it? Thiago, I like an average.
He's been better than Kevin the cross merchant.
Never start saying he's been. Of course, he's been better than De Bruyne. De Bruyne's not even played for more than.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's a conversation.
He's better than him. Then he's been better than him. Then it's cool.
That's the only way, isn't it?
De Bruyne's given him a 4-game head start.
That's not saying I'm a better person. That's not saying I'm a better person.
Actually, Thiago. That was Thiago's first start of the season.
You know what? You know what's crazy? Man gave him a 4-game head start, and it's still debatable. It's mad.
I know. I actually, do you know what? Yeah, it's so funny because Kevin De Bruyne played about 10 minutes and created 4 big chances in 10 minutes.
No. The funny thing is,
when he came on against, who did he play against? Was it Spurs? I think.
Spurs, the game you lost and didn't score.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When he came on, he did more than Thiago's done all season.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, you're watching Thiago today.
That much of an impact.
You're watching Thiago today, going, Kevin De Bruyne could do better. That's what when you're watching him.
You watched Thiago was in a blitz. Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne in this team, he would do better.
Hey, and
they're not in the same. They're not in the same.
One sec, Jan. We got over 40 of you lot watching and only
your
30
manager
likes. Hit the like button. One sec, Ryan. Yo, we got over 40 of you lot watching right now, and we only got 30 likes. Hit the like button on the video. You know what I mean? Smash a like, man. It's free. And make sure you subscribe as well if you're new. Go on, Ryan. Carry on.
If Pep had a choice of Thiago or De Bruyne, he'd choose Thiago.
No,
he loved Thiago. You know how much Pep loves Thiago. When he joined Bayern Munich, Thiago was the only player he took from Barcelona with him to Bayern. He was the first person he picked.
And I'm not saying
if you like him and you wouldn't have him. I'm saying that if he really wanted it, do you really think if Pep really wanted Thiago over De Bruyne, he wouldn't have just gone and bought him? He could have gone and bought him.
He couldn't buy Thiago because he fell out with
Let's go.
Thiago
Magic in the building. Magic gang in the building.
Get lost, Josh.
Throw your hands up.
When they want to move, it happen.
Pep would prefer Thiago over De Bruyne. I don't know about now, but if you ask Pep, Thiago or De Bruyne, it's not a foregone conclusion.
It's a camera angle. I don't know which one.
It really isn't.
No, wait, hang on.
Throw your M's up, man. Magic Gang in the building. You know what I'm saying? Orlando Magic. I need to get a jersey, but I'm just
Lakers.
for one.
If you went around most countries in the world,
don't tell me about no Lakers. You hold that L in it. You know what I'm saying?
It's LA. It's like, can I do it backwards?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was pretty
in
good.
fact,
Actually. I was hoping you wrapped it up. That's pretty good. I'm annoyed that you got that right. I'm genuinely annoyed that you got that right. Throw up the
do blood as well. That's the blood.
All right, don't be. I was just about to say, don't be throwing up no gang signs. What's wrong with you? You throwing up Suwoo signs? What's wrong with you? And you could have some Crips watching.
It's all right. I'm not part of the Bloods, guys.
I'm just pointing that out there. Raphael,
can I just say something to Jan as well?
If you, go on, land on it.
In world football, if you not just in England, in world football, if you ask players and ex-managers and ex-players, Thiago or De Bruyne, a lot would pick Thiago, you know.
Yeah, but a lot wouldn't, so it is what it is, isn't it?
A lot would pick. You can't say De Bruyne is clear of Thiago. Maybe in the Premier League because Thiago's only been here this is only his second season. But overall, as is their careers and as footballers, you cannot say De Bruyne is clear of Thiago.
I didn't say he's clear. I'm just saying he's a better player right now. And you're saying Pep would definitely pick it, but it's a non-starter.
I don't think he definitely would, but I think Pep would.
If he definitely wanted him, we know Thiago is way more suited to Pep's style of play than he is to Klopp. So if Pep comes for Thiago would have gone to City.
Yeah, but thing is, Pep can't do that. Pep doesn't get along with Thiago's brother. He doesn't get along with Thiago's agent, who's his brother. They don't speak because of that now.
Well,
that came out wrong.
I'm just saying it's not.
You're just trolling.
If you really wanted it.
I'm not.
But it's like saying if Klopp had to choose between Matic.
These are like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, you know.
Don't mean Matic shit though.
Fight forever. Fight forever.
They will. In 60 years, we'll be on Sarcasm City TV. Well, I know I will be. And these
and I'll still be winning every time.
They'll still be arguing about this. You know what I'm saying? Be two new players or some shit like that.
And I still be winning every time.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah, it says CR7 is nowhere near Ronaldo, 9, Messi, Didio, Maradona in terms of ability, so he didn't have goal ability. However, his clutch moments, mentality, and goal scoring is unmatched. Here's what I'd say about that.
What?
You can still have goal ability, but not be as talented as them. There's levels. There's levels to it. So say they're like GOAT level 8, or they're GOAT level A star. He might be GOAT level A. He still has. He's just not on there.
How do you quantify GOAT ability?
Yeah. So if you're getting GOAT achievements, surely to get GOAT achievements, you must be a GOAT. You must have GOAT ability.
He's got individual achievements. He got a Ballon d'Or. He got a Ballon d'Or playing for an English club.
Yeah.
How rare that is.
I'm not losing my mind. Like surely to be in the GOAT to be in a GOAT, you must have GOAT ability.
Of course.
Or how does that work? You can't just get there by sheer hard work.
I've got
Raphael, could you quantify that in like a chat, not like a big like statistical? I don't know how you quantify GOAT ability. But...
You know how I quantify GOAT ability if you got GOAT achievements. I'm like, you have the ability of a GOAT.
Yeah.
If you're doing things. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Clearly you know your way around the sport or whatever it is, whatever we're talking about. So I would say, even though I don't believe he's as naturally talented as either any of those players you named, he's still in the conversation.
I think this is the usual discussion, though, isn't it? Where it's like, if you're not good, not as good as, that means that you're not good. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like you can be, world class, but you're not as good as someone else who's world class. Do you know what I mean? Because I had an argument with someone once because I was saying that we're talking about world class players, and I put obviously Messi and Ronaldo in there. And they were going, they're not world class. They're above world class. And I was like, yeah, but we're talking about world class. I would say them two are separate. If I was doing a world class bracket, I wouldn't have them on the same line as the other people that are world class. Do you know what I mean? But people seem to think that you can't have
what's the next level after world class on FIFA? What's the next level?
Legendary.
It's legendary. It's legendary. And here's the thing is, again, everyone's metric is different, and then people use different metrics for things, and that's what it is. Because like I said, I look at people who retain things. Yeah. Can you retain a trophy as a manager, as a team? That's how I base you up. It's all well and good being great for that one season. Can you do it again 3 times, 4 times, 5 times? Is there exception to that rule? Yes.
It's just like Arsene Wenger's not higher than he is because he never retained
You never
title with
retained it.
that brilliant
Never won a
Arsenal team.
Champions League.
Never won a Champions League, yeah.
And that's against you, but I don't take away from what you did, but I don't put you in the conversation. But
Yeah.
there's exceptions to
Pep's
the rule.
already overtaken Arsene Wenger in the Premier League.
Yeah, 100%. Once he
But
won
it's like,
back-to-back
yeah,
league
it's
titles,
like,
it was a wrap.
it's like Maradona as well. It's like Maradona as a footballer, what he was doing with the players around him. It's like you were saying earlier about Messi. Messi and Ronaldo have had great teams around them. I'd say Messi's worst team was last season when he had that Barcelona team. Do you know what I mean? He was still doing bits, but you know he's had them good players, and obviously Argentina, because even though Argentina were good on paper, they never quite clicked. So he didn't have like the best team. Don't get me wrong, on paper they were good, but we know on paper doesn't necessarily mean anything when it comes.
But that goes to the point of there's no GOAT, because if you go into Argentina, Maradona's the GOAT for them. Messi's not the GOAT.
Yeah. But
Messi might be more
Maradona is the GOAT. If you're talking about the GOAT, because if you think about what Maradona did with who he did it with, that's unreal. Do you know what I mean? I don't think a lot of players now, if they're surrounded by the players that Maradona was surrounded by, do what he did. I'm not so sure. So I don't know. I didn't watch him play. Obviously, I'm not as old as Flawless, but it's like, you know, it's just one of them. From what I've seen and what he did, it is one of them. It's difficult. But my favourite in terms of preference would be Ronaldinho. So I think there's a lot of that goes into it as well. Because if a player plays for you, you're always going to have more of an attachment to them. So like Aguero, for me, people start saying, oh, he's not this and he's not that. And it's just like, you know, this guy is like scored more hat-tricks than your whole club. Like, this is what this guy was doing. It's mad. He's just something else. But obviously, you're going to be a little bit biased towards him regardless. So I don't know. Yeah, Maradona. In Argentina is not going to be any. He won't get overtaken. No way.
No.
Do you know which player isn't respected as highly as what you think by his own country? De Bruyne. I'm not joking, innit? I ain't joking.
Did Thiago even play for
don't
Spain?
rate De Bruyne as highly as what you think.
Did Thiago even play for Spain?
Well, we won't get onto that, innit?
Rodri starts ahead of him every match.
I don't know about that, but like, I don't know how Thiago don't.
That's why you don't compare. When I talk about what De Bruyne is doing, I'm talking about in the Premier League. I'm not talking about overall, because overall he ain't done that much outside. But no English player ever has either. So you know, people want to talk about the best players in the Premier League. Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes go straight in. But when it's De Bruyne, you want to talk about Belgium. Why are we not talking about the fact that England win fuck all with every single cycle of players? But I wouldn't say
Gerrard and Lampard are in that conversation with the likes of Xavi and Iniesta and all that. They're not in that conversation.
But what I'm saying is, when we're talking about Premier League alone, you always bring up Belgium. But then if I said Scholes, Lampard, and Gerrard shouldn't be three of the top players ever in the Premier League,
they shouldn't. Say, Lampard and Gerrard frauds, but we move.
You watch your mouth.
Like,
is it?
The thing is, you can ball out in your league. You can ball out in your league, but then
insult my mother, but not Frank Lampard playing. All right.
Hazard's done a lot more for Belgium than what De Bruyne ever has.
Yeah, but he's done a lot more to win absolutely fuck all, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm just saying.
Do a lot this season, but if Liverpool finish sixth, what does it matter?
Facts.
Matt's already got Champions League and Premier League. Don't worry about that.
We're not giving in the Premier League. Forget. I played like 9 games, man.
I know.
Do you want to fight or something? Richie, I'm here for it.
Yo, he played as much game time as us 4 on here, and I'm not giving you credit for that. Where's my medal? You know what I'm saying? Man played like 2 games. Man started 2 games and 7 off the bench. I'm not having that when you lot were holding on to Leeds. You know what I'm saying? This guy's coming off the bench to play.
Yeah, high tech. I get what you're saying about they won the Champions League, but there's a lot of Premier League players that have won the Champions League. So it's just one of them things, isn't it? I'm not disrespecting any player. What I'm saying is, international football is not always the best to judge players on. You know,
why?
It's always the best Because if we're talking about Premier League, why does it matter if they've not done anything outside? If we're talking Premier League, if we're talking
it does matter
player,
of course it matters what you've done with your country.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, right, we're talking about Premier League legends. What you're saying is De Bruyne didn't do anything for Belgium, but Scholes, Lampard, and Gerrard all did nothing for England. So this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they didn't do anything for England.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm saying is, why are you bringing up Belgium, but when it's Gerrard, England is not brought up? That's what I'm saying. It's not. I'm not saying.
Do you know what I've said about? I've said Gerrard was a bit overrated.
So what about Scholes? What about Lampard? There's players, and I'm not disrespecting them. I'm saying when we're talking Premier League, there is no way you are not having them free in a conversation for some of the best players in the Premier League. You're having them free in. But when it's De Bruyne,
based on their performances in the Premier League, yeah.
Do anything for Belgium.
I'm going about their reputations as footballers in world football. And those Gerrard and Lampard aren't anyway.
You take someone like Trent, who doesn't even get in the England team.
But has won a Champions League, who's proven it in Europe.
Okay, so he's won a Champions League, so is Origi. Doesn't really mean that much.
Yeah, but don't compare that. Trent actually played a major part. Trent played pretty much every game.
So did Origi. He got you into the final. So he did play.
Yeah, but that was like
ding ding.
Yeah, but they were like
corners.
That's different still.
No, it's not different. It's changing the context.
You're not taking it into. No, I know what you're doing still.
No, because you want to have one argument for De Bruyne and another argument for everyone else, and I'm not. It's not happening. It's not.
I'm just saying De Bruyne isn't actually as respected in world football as what people might think. It's only in the Premier League.
No, it's not only in the Premier League. Ask anyone about De Bruyne. This is the thing. Even your guy Pogba.
Thiago's more respected in world football than what De Bruyne is.
What it is.
Thiago's more respected in football than what De Bruyne is. It's only because this country is ignorant when it comes to football.
I'm not saying De Bruyne is the GOAT. What I'm saying is every time you bring up De Bruyne, you downplay him because Hazard has been better for Belgium. But being better and winning fuck all doesn't matter, because I can't remember anything that England have done.
I agree with this.
Really, because they haven't. It's not led to anything. Do you know what I mean?
Hang on.
Just to get to this.
Hang on. Right. Because I've seen your other comments, so I know what this is. Yeah. I just want you to name me, even for a joke. I just want you to name me who's better than just the one person who's better than him.
John Obi McCall.
Who is that? Jorginho?
No, I'm not saying he's better than him. I just went off the screen. I just went off the screen when he said Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well, yeah, speaking of Chelsea, all jokes aside, because I've titled this the top four is currently the same as you lot continue to get your questions in as well, but top four is currently the same as last season, not in terms of position, but in terms of
Eddie, you've not even won it. He's not even won it. This is the Gerrard argument all over again.
Winner serve for thoughts, obviously.
Rabiel's won a World Cup though.
No, he's not won the Premier League. We're talking about Premier League.
He's won Scudetto.
International. There's a lot of players.
Hey, back in the corners now. Relax. Hey, relax, yo. Relax.
Where's the muscles, man? Where's the
relax.
muscles?
Pogba's probably more respected in world football than what De Bruyne is.
Hey, relax.
No one cares about
Relax. Chill, man. Relax, man.
You care about him because you go on about him every day.
Oh, my God. Right, let me get to the question. Yo, winner surfer, thoughts on Chelsea winning?
Yeah, man. I thought that was old school Chelsea. Didn't play well. Smashed the team 3-0. Lukaku, not very clinical. 2 shots, 2 goals. No first touch. Can't control anything like that. Listen, I give Villa credit. They came through our midfield yesterday. And Saul didn't have a good debut. I understand that. Give him time. Some Chelsea fans very logically already writing him off. Ridiculous. But yeah, I thought it was old school, man. We're not playing well, and I don't want us to play well at the moment. We're not playing well, and we smashed. And we smashed I think it's going to turn out to be a very good Villa team. So I'm pretty pleased we got them this early, because I think they're still taking time to gel as well. I remember they were without Buendia, Martinez in goal as well. Had a couple of injuries. But yeah, I mean, it's just not. What was nice for us? It was nice to have a striker back at the fridge. who could actually shoot and score. Do you know what I mean? I don't like bagging on Timo Werner, but it was just nice having. I mean, everyone were going about Lukaku's second goal, but I thought his first goal was better. It's a great through ball by Kovacic, and then he took it on his left and with his right. He's just. It's just good. I'm glad we're not playing like what everyone seems to think we should be playing, like Barcelona style football from the first game of the season. And 10 points in, we got Spurs and City next. If we get victories out of them, then I'm expecting a title challenge, but that will really heighten the Chelsea fan base to think we've come through this tough start on paper. We can. I'll say it with chest. I think we'll win it. I think I'd be disappointed with the squad we've assembled. I think we should win it. That's all.
I hear that. I literally can ask you that.
I was really pleased, man. I was really pleased.
Can I respond to this comment, please? Slander my De Bruyne. One, he hasn't. If you're talking about because he's won it, then
retitle this video.
Let's not mention. That's like saying Werner has a better European legacy than Hazard. So it is what it is, isn't it? If you're going off,
I'm in trouble.
Going on who's been better in the Champions League, then it is De Bruyne all day. But it is what it is.
If I speak, I'm in trouble.
Staying with you, Jan. We're staying with you. Quick rundown. Obviously, you lot tough victory. Well, tough place to go against Leicester. Getting all 3 points. Thoughts. I see you gonna win the league. A Chelsea washed. What are you saying?
I honestly think this season is quite hard to call. I did say before the season started, if we don't get a striker, Chelsea will win it. I think they should be winning it based on, the team that they have and what they did last season. That being said, I think it is way too early to call. I don't know. At this moment, I don't know. If you said to me, put money on a team winning it, I don't know. Because if anyone can win the league without a striker, it's Pep. So it's one of them. Klopp. Even though we're not as strong as we probably should be, because I think we should have a striker. If anyone can do it, it's going to be him. So we'll have to see. I think it is quite early. Retaining it is difficult, as I said. So I don't know if we'll do that.
Yeah, sorry, Ryan, you wouldn't know anything about that. So
you don't got a striker.
No, we talk about retaining, fam. You know what I'm saying?
You
don't do well retaining.
I don't know.
You're like your club. You don't retain information very well, fam. But we move.
Retain information. But yeah, like it's one of them. The game against Leicester, it's a hard place to go. We should have scored before we did. We missed a lot of chances. Then they scored. It was offside slightly. And then we just kind of were missing chances for fun. Then we got the goal. It was a bit of a scrappy goal in the end. Good finish by Bernardo, but a little bit of a gift. And then,
Jan,
you know what?
Do you know what City are, Jan? You know what City are this season for me? It's a bit like last season. I think people are not going to concentrate on City a lot.
Yeah.
And they're going to create.
We're in the perfect position right now.
Yeah,
I'm telling you now.
We're going to have a lot of these victories.
Position.
I disagree. I think that's going to be yours. I don't know why you're laughing.
Man just laughed at your club. Man laughed at your existence, Firstly, I would have that, fam.
People are already underestimating us, and we're proving
City to get ruled out, because when City get ruled out, that's when they step up. But
I don't think you get ruled out.
You're not playing leagues every week, Ryan.
Exactly. We don't do Norwich and teams and Burnley's and that away. Come on now. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's interesting though?
Like, you can't beat 10-man Chelsea. You're not going to beat everyone.
Yeah, serious. 10-man Chelsea,
Oh God! But yeah, I think
the way you answered, oh God.
No, I was just reading the comments. High tech is 100% correct, but agenda's better than facts. So
Origi was holding the trophy. De Bruyne was holding tissues, innit?
Scott Carson's won it. You know what I mean? It don't mean nothing. Like,
who did Scott Carson win it with?
Yeah, with Liverpool. Exactly. It says it all. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. There's a reason why, he's got, You know what? De Bruyne speaks for himself. I'm not mentioning him ever again. It is what it is.
All right, that's a lie, but we move. I like you enough that you like.
But yeah, I think in terms of Leicester,
not even Belgium's
it's a difficult place to go. I think the last sort of 10-15 minutes, we did very well. We defended very well. I think in another season, we may not have won that game based on the way it was at the end. It was quite end to end. So yeah, it's good. 3 clean sheets in a row, which is always good. And yeah, I think we needed to get it. We've got a tough fixture out the way, you can say. We've got Chelsea soon as well. So yeah, I'm quite happy to kind of get all the hard away days out of the way early, because we've got what's it called? We've got Chelsea away. We had Spurs away already. We've had Leicester away. We've got Liverpool away soon. So it's quite a lot of the hard away days done at the beginning. Old Trafford away is easier than Man United at home, because Man City are not great at home against United. So
yeah, facts. It's weird that the away side in that
the home game that we don't do too well in.
It's a bit strange. But all right, on to you, Ryan, because you want to get this off your chest, didn't it? So this is your chance to say what you gotta say, so you don't go on about it for the next fucking hour. So excuse the language, but it is what it is. We move.
Yeah.
What score did you win? Was it Leeds 0, Liverpool 3? Thoughts? Yeah. Has it enhanced anything? Because I know after you beat Norwich, you thought you was going to go undefeated and talking quadruples and winning the league. So what's your thoughts after this win? Is it 5 trophies?
I've been saying that after every. The quadruple thing was a bit too much gas. I can't lie, but like...
wait, a bit too much. Oh, sorry, my bad. I apologize. Yeah, there's no sarcasm fun in it. You know what I'm saying? But we move. Go on. Yeah,
Lucas Moura has a better European.
I'm laughing at Kevin the Bum Cheeks. That's a good nickname. That I can't lie.
Get how he has a better legacy. This is what I mean.
Yes.
I know. Now, can I just say something? This is how I know people don't watch football, because
they don't.
You know what I mean? If you watch De Bruyne in every knockout, he scored in every goal and put us through to where we got to anything. So it is what it is.
Yeah, they're just trying to.
I know that.
They're just triggering you.
But it's just the thing that annoys me is like people talk about there's no legacy because we haven't won it. That means no Chelsea player in that team has got a Premier League legacy right now because no one's won it. It's just bullshit, man.
Hey, why are you bringing us into it, man? It's not Mark.
That's hella low. That's bare low.
That's collateral
damage. That's bare low. Jan don't care. Jan sprays up the whole whip, you know.
Straight bullet.
Don't get mistaken. Jan sprays up the whole whip. It don't matter who's in the car. She shoots everybody. She shoots everybody in there. Everybody gets shot.
I know, man.
She don't care. Man, woman, or child, you are getting it. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Bold. You know what I'm saying? I get collateral damage all the time. So now
Grand Theft Auto, she just knocked us off the street in a car.
Yeah, facts.
How much did Tuchel spend at PSG and didn't win it? So seriously, about
again, why are you coming for Tuchel?
I'm not coming for Chelsea. I'm coming for the people that are coming for me, innit?
Jan Van Dam.
It's what it is. It's what it is.
Right, Ryan. She's gonna start going. But yeah, as I was saying, Ryan, innit? Your thoughts. Obviously, you lot won. So is it further strengthen what you believed? Anything else you want to add? Get everything off your chest. Why? I don't know. Klopp's probably the greatest manager of all time to you, but go on, we move. Floor's yours, Ryan. Is he froze?
Yeah, it was
Anyway, guys, can I just say before I move on, right? Keep this energy for Eden Hazard, innit? Keep the same energy for Eden Hazard.
Leave Eden Hazard alone. Why are you coming for him again?
Nah, when you want to come for De Bruyne, just delete KDB and swap it with Hazard, and then everything you're saying
I'm just saying, both of them really, Belgian frauds, but we move. Right, go on, Ryan, keep going.
Actually, Hazard's done more for Belgium than De Bruyne. But
we're talking about the Champions League now, allegedly.
And they both just
keep the same energy.
None of them have won it.
Yeah, keep the same
none of them have won it.
Keep the same energy then. No, keep the same energy in it, because I don't see them saying. Havertz is better than.
I don't give a shit about any of them, but okay.
Ryan, get to your point, man. Let's go, man. Talk.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You had to slow out the blocks.
Yeah,
I thought Liverpool, Jesus Christ. Come on.
I thought it was a very good performance. Solid all round, pretty easy win. It was always going to be a tough game, I thought, going to a hostile ground like Leeds, the team is going to attack you. But, because our defence is so good, held them off pretty comfortably. And, bro. I mean, it suited Salah and Mane in it. Like, you just give him so much space in behind, they were gonna lap that up in it. So, like, yeah, man, it's easy in it. I can't lie. I mean, but the first goal had me almost in tears in it. Like, it got me emotional still. Like, that was the
Why did it
football
almost have
that,
you in
like,
tears before we continue? I have to stop you right there. Why did
Haven't you
it
seen
was
that
a good
like
goal.
58 times?
He's
bro,
always emotional.
bro, that was
I
the
always cried.
Liverpool I loved. That was a goal that I used to from 2 years ago when we won the league. That those kind of goals, football we were
so
playing,
long
it got
ago.
me emotional still. Like,
2 years already.
it's giving me like butterflies right now thinking about that goal. Still, I can't
That
lie.
just shows
But,
you how you starved of winning your club. It's
Look at the way
bro,
I
it
like
just
how
reminded
Ever
me
just
of
laughs
2
at
years
man, you know.
ago, man.
Just Ever just
I was
laughs
gonna
with
say,
your
like,
face
you know
open.
what? You know what? If Ryan was like, if Ryan was like 20 years older, I'd get it. But it's like he's a pup. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
He's
2
a pup.
years ago. This generation goes, oh man, do you remember like 2 years ago? Like they're talking about like it's 15 years ago or something.
They talk like they sound like me as a United fan.
Flawless went, man, that reminded me of the 99 team. I would go, I can understand that. Ryan goes, it reminds me of the 1920 team or something.
Yeah, 1920 team. It's like 2 years ago. I'm saying.
And this
2
2
years
years
ago.
It's the
so
same
quick as
team,
well.
but it's just the football from that season.
He's emotional, isn't it?
That first goal
So he is.
today.
Like you said, he a pop. He is a fart, but we move.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that
saying?
first
Anything you
goal
want to add,
today was,
Ryan?
you know.
Anything you want to add?
The Matip, silky stuff in the
Get it off
build
your
up,
chest,
man.
innit? Get off your chest.
What a player, man. Best defender in the world, best number 10 in the
Better than
world.
Van Dijk?
You know,
You say Matip over Van Dijk?
sometimes he is.
No. Forget that. Sometimes is Matip a better centre back than Van Dijk? Is that what you're saying? Say it with your chest, innit?
Okay,
Say it with your titties, innit?
You know when
Don't be when this guy trying to mansplain. Nah.
you know when Van Dijk and
Matip a better.
That's
Don't do that.
not a debate, by the way. It's not a debate.
Yeah, we know who's carrying who. I just want to see if he'll carry this through. You know what I'm saying? You gotta carry
you
like
know
your
Van
guy gets
Dijk and
carried.
Matip,
Carry
when
your agenda like your guy gets
Matip
carried.
look better than Van Dijk.
No.
Even
Who's the better
Statman said
centre back?
that.
You know, forget that. Who's the better centre back? You said
Van
he's the
Dijk.
best centre back in the world, so he's better than. Oh, all right, okay. Set it.
He ain't got it.
He ain't got the minerals.
Ain't got
You know what I'm saying?
No,
He ain't got the
Joel
vitamins.
Matip, you guys sleep on Joel Matip, man. Top 5 centre backs in the league.
We don't need to sleep on him. He sleeps against us.
Yeah, facts. He needs to get on the pitch. You know what I'm saying? He's sleeping on
He's
the
got a
physio
great
table.
record against Man City,
You know what I'm saying?
actually.
I even remember
yeah,
the amount of time. He's played him once in 10
Actually,
years.
to be fair, he didn't play when we battered you 5-0. I think he did play when we beat you 4-0.
Yeah, see.
When did you beat us for? No, that was Gomez. Gomez got subbed off at half time because he was so shit.
Or drunk.
When you beat us 4-0, yeah. I remember that game.
Start for Liverpool, bloody hell.
Yeah, Ryan Defo bottled it. We'll get to that. You lot in England should be asleep now. LOL, great show though. Large up the Texas road, man. You know what I'm saying? FC Dallas. Is that what's that logo?
Phil Jones. That's a bit. That's
FC
a bit.
Dallas. FC Dallas.
FC Dallas. Yeah, I should have known about the FC in Egypt where we move at the moment and that. Man is saying Zuma over Matip. Ryan bottled it. Ryan puffing a pigeon chest on this one. Hello, Fats Flawless. Say it with the Kim K's. Lad, see one, was that you? If that was you, said the Kim K's, I was writing lyrics and I used that in the bar, the Kim K reference in it. So large up to you.
You know what? I was just watching a video.
I could have used it. The bar was fire as well.
Claim something with that C100.
I'll give you credit, C1, man. I will fully give you credit because I think it was you. So if anyone asks, I'm going to be like, yo, that was C1.
Yeah, well, C100. He's got the bid, so.
You know what? I was just watching a video as well of Jamie Vardy's disallowed goal again from the other day, the one with like a toenail offside, yeah. And literally, it was like I'm just laughing, seeing Diaz put on his ass again, like for that goal.
Malachi says Matip signed. It says Matip signed for Liverpool in 2016, and the rest was medical.
Yeah, Champions League and Premier League trophy later. Yeah, cool.
No, I ain't giving him the Premier League one. He played 6 games and 4 off the bench. We ain't doing that. I'm playing.
Man.
Get me. We you know what? We stream for longer. Yeah, me. One of these streams is longer than the amount of minutes he spent on the pitch in that Premier League season. I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
He's so disrespectful, man.
It's facts.
He's so disrespectful.
That 8-hour stream was longer than
I know.
Matip's
The whole season, you know.
It's like you go, yeah.
You lot continue
And
to get
after
your
Van
questions
Dijk,
in.
what a player, man. What a player.
Well, yeah, everyone here, obviously, apart from me, obviously, win the surfaces. Chelsea win the league. Jan saying City winning the league. Ryan's talking quadruples. So we got Liverpool winning the league.
I didn't actually say City, to be fair. We can win it. I think Chelsea will probably win it.
All right, so you got
I
Chelsea.
think we'll
I'm gonna
win
say
it.
if I got Chelsea, you got Liverpool. Like I said, I was gonna say everyone is back in their team, but Jan's not. Even though United won 4-1, obviously I discussed this in depth on Man United, but
Yeah,
very happy about the result.
What are you saying about the quadruple now? Ronaldo's in town.
Quadruple what?
Quadruple. The Premier League, the Champions League.
Is that a new move?
Cup.
Is that a machine that you work on your quads at the gym with quadruple? Like, what are you talking about? Is that what that is?
Do you think Ronaldo is going to accept Chelsea winning the league and then
Absolutely not.
someone else winning the Champions
I've
League?
spoke on this in depth. Yeah, I've spoken on this in depth. What will happen is similar to Avengers Civil War thing. Like Aaron said, it was on a Red Talk. You see that scene that we have the scene in Civil War at the airport. That's what's going to happen. There is going to be a civil war at United, I believe. When we eventually fall off, because we will fall off, we're top now. We ain't going to stay top. I can see that happening because Ronaldo's not going to just accept a FA Cup or a League Cup.
Yeah.
Or even just finishing second or challenging and things of that nature. He's not going to.
That's why I said I think he'll get him sacked because there's no way he's going to accept that. He's not.
Go on, Winner.
There was a great
worst
video.
case scenario for you would be to win the Carabao Cup and get far in the Champions League and go to the death in the Premier League. That's the worst case scenario. Because if you do that, then you could potentially end the season with the Carabao Cup on its own, right? And then if you don't win the Champions League and you don't win the Premier League, but it's at the end of the season, Ollie keeps his job and it's a case of, oh, you nearly did it. That it might be better for you if you kind of don't do as well as you need to do so that he gets sacked and then you get someone better in.
In the ideal world, yeah. But like I said, the owners, they're just trying to finish top four, which I believe Manchester United do. I think United 100% we finish in the top four. However, that game against Newcastle, all of the deficiencies that we've had are all on show, specifically in that first half. Second half, he got better. First half is there. As good as Ronaldo is, Ronaldo can work with little service. He got little service and scored 2 goals. The problem was in that first half, he got no service. There was zero, and nobody can do that. He's that good. Again, we spoke on this when we went back and forth on Harry Kane and stuff. Lewandowski's in that bracket. We've seen him when England played Poland. He had very little service, but yet he still produced a moment of class that got his team an important point, which might be the difference them going to the World Cup. Ronaldo's in that type of bracket. Messi's there as well. The problem is he's going no service.
What happens when you play a more? Because I don't think, because like I was having this discussion the other day, and like United fans weren't in agreement, but I was saying like every team so far that United have smashed, they were smashing last season. Like you smashed Leeds 6-2, you won there 5-1 this year, which is basically the same score. Then you played Newcastle last year, you beat them 4-1 away. So this was at home this time. You beat them 4-1. So I don't know. It's one of that. There's nothing that United have done this season that it's like, wow, they didn't do that last season. If you know what I mean. So I think going forward has never really been the problem. Yes, service, whatever, but you still get goals. Like United still got goals last season. I think when you come up against, because Newcastle aren't the best defensively. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say that, you know, you didn't deserve to win because you did, but it's like they're not the best defensively. So I think when you come up against a Chelsea or a Liverpool or maybe a City if we're on the ball on the day, it's like if Ronaldo gets 2 chances, he probably has to take them chances. Do you know what I mean? It's more likely, whereas against Newcastle, you can miss 4 and probably still win the game. So I think it's things like that you'll probably have to, because that's why Chelsea have bought Lukaku, because in them games last season when they were getting 3 chances, they weren't scoring any.
Werner was missing there. Yeah, that's true.
So I think that's going to be where we see the impact that Ronaldo is having, because I think if, like you said, if anyone can do that, it's Ronaldo.
Yeah, so Ronaldo definitely
improves.
He's a goal scorer, but like I said, I don't think he's good enough to make United from where we are to jump to a league challenge or a league title. However, if we had a proper manager, we're in the conversation. The only thing holding us back from being in the conversation is the manager. Simple as that. It's not the squad for its deficiencies. I think City have deficiencies, but it's still going to be in his. Yeah, everyone has deficiencies you can look at. I'm saying, go on, Ryan. What are you going to say?
Jan, can I ask you a question? Because I asked the prick in the top.
Right, let me get to this first.
Let me
get to this first before we carry on. One sec. I know you got some idiotic question. What do you guys think of us going back to the good old days of having a top 4 rather than a top 6? It's the big 4 in North London.
Yeah,
I never stopped.
Yeah, it's the big 4 and North London.
Don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
You know, it only became a top 6 when United used to finish 6th.
Yeah, because we are juggernaut. That's why.
Well,
We need to be in a conversation.
I only care about top 1.
A couple of seasons we finished outside the top 4.
I only care about
I didn't go finish in the top 6.
Sweet.
I said we finished outside the top 4.
Sure,
that's all that matters. You know what I mean? Top 4 and nothing.
Like that's pretty much. Yeah, that's it. Like the whole Big 6 thing in top 6. That's just for marketing purposes. Because then they can label, say, a Tottenham versus City game or a Big 6 game, a United versus Arsenal game. That's a Big 6 game on top of everything it already is as well. North London Derby, also a Big 6 game. Like you can add to it.
They'll try and hype up City Arsenal as a game.
Yeah, because they'll say that's a Big 6 game. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, Noah says flawless. Eminem will play on Wednesday. Oh yeah, they are playing. I might do a watch along because PSG are playing Club Brugge. I don't know innit. Do a potch along. I might watch it. I'm not sure yet. I might do one. I'm still.
My tired brain. My tired brain went. Is he doing a concert in Paris? I mean, that's my tired brain. I was going, what? Why is he going to do a? Why is he going to watch it? It's like, sorry, man. Sorry.
Andrew, you're part of the team right here because I was going to make this joke, but I thought it's just low hanging fruit.
That's
low hanging fruit. Low hanging fruit. Right,
Jan, can I ask you a question, please?
This better be good. If this is bad, I'm going to VO you for the rest of the show.
Mention a City player when you're fine.
Because I asked this to Flawless earlier on. If I was to tell you hypothetically that Liverpool keep their first 11 fit for the whole season, where do you think we finish?
I still think 3rd.
Talk to him, Jan. This is what me and Jan get on.
The reason why
you don't know how strong our 11 is.
The reason why is because personally, the way I see it, regardless of, it's like, you know, Steve, he basically always says this, and I agree with it.
Wait, 1 sec, Jan. Sorry.
What's he saying?
When the surface just you're catching jokes. I'm hilarious. When the surface on my wavelength, you be catching all the jokes, man, be dropping and that. But
I just like the way he does it. Like he does it. It's not really silent, but it's just he waits for one of you to start talking, and then he'll just say something like that. It's just I do it as well.
He knows what he's doing. Yeah,
my delivery genius. That's what it is. I have an A1 delivery.
My delivery is good as well. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
1 in 30.
Yeah. That's brilliant. It's 1 in 30. That's great.
I apologize.
You didn't get what I was saying.
Don't worry. We gonna get there.
Sorry. First 11 good enough.
First 11. So if their first 11 stays fit, you think they finish 3rd? So let us know why you think that out bad.
The reason why is, like I said, Steve always says, whoever finishes above Man City will probably win the league. That just tends to be the way it works at the moment, obviously. So it's one of them things. I think obviously Chelsea have got stronger this season, like I've said.
So to cut you off, I said, sorry, Jan, I'm sorry. I apologize. This comment is hilarious. I said Liverpool literally have Sol Campbell on the list.
They're a bit tight.
You would have to laugh at them.
Sol Campbell.
Oh man! Oh, so terrible. Oh man!
Yo, stop laughing. You making me laugh.
So terrible.
Oh my god! I said Liverpool literally have Sol Campbell on the left wing. You better just. My head's gone. Oh my god! That is mad for me.
So terrible.
Oh my god. That's to me. Oh my god. Ooh, I'm struggling, man. You know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with you two? Like, it was funny. But
No, it's actually quite funny.
Oh my god, that is mad funny, and I'm sorry. That is hilarious. And when the surface reaction made it even funnier. That is hilarious. What's that song?
I need my inhaler.
Go on, Jan, you can finish up your point.
Sorry, yeah, I'll do a point.
yeah, no, I was just saying. I think Chelsea will be the strongest.
Why? You think Chelsea's strongest 11 stronger than ours?
Yeah, but I don't think that. I think across the whole season, you know.
No,
like,
I said if we were to keep our strongest 11 fit, where do we finish?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying, because last time you won the league with that starting and staying fit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
The chances of that happening twice.
Yeah, but I said hypothetically, what if it does? It's possible. We've shown it's possible before.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think the only difference between then and now is City's team that season weren't how they are now. So if City get loads of injuries again, then obviously, I just think there's two. I think City and Chelsea are my favourites for first and second. So even if City get loads of injuries, I can't see Chelsea also getting loads of injuries and Liverpool staying fit. Like, I think that's what would have to happen. Man United with Ronaldo are dangerous. Obviously, it's possible for them to win the league as much as they say they can't. It is possible. Do you know what I mean? So honestly, this is what I'm saying. Like, I actually don't know who's going to win the league at this point. Like, my favourites would be Chelsea or City, based on everything together, the squad, the manager, the team in general, what they've done. They would be my favourites, but it's not one of them leagues that I think you can predict. It could be by March, Liverpool could be top, 5 points clear. We just don't know. So I wouldn't rule anything out this season, but I think if I had to guess, I would say third. That being said, I think Ronaldo puts Man United higher.
Nah, but his question was, where do Liverpool finish if their first 11 stays fit? But you still think third?
Yeah, but I still think it's gonna be dependent on everyone else. It's like City. Like, City should finish first or second, but it depends also.
What you have to remember is our strongest 11 only won the league a couple of years ago, and has shown that it is capable of going on a run of winning 15 games in the league in a row, for example. Like, it's done it before.
It has been so
I wouldn't rule Liverpool completely.
though. They did it last year.
Yeah, I just think when City are
exactly. But Chelsea haven't done it yet. Chelsea haven't proven it. Chelsea can do it. I think Chelsea can do it. But they haven't proven it yet, like Liverpool City have.
They're the team to beat. Like I said, the reason why I think Liverpool, again, if Liverpool were just competing against City or just competing against Chelsea, I'd be like, yeah, they're right up there. The reason why with that squad, I don't think they can compete against two teams of that caliber.
That's what I'm saying.
Two teams,
Chelsea fall off. I don't see City and Chelsea both falling off.
That's it. That's highly unlikely.
Can we also say that, and Liverpool did it magnificently today, but Bielsa's tactics today. Talk about being stubborn.
He's so naive, isn't he?
He is. I mean, they had this guy up like last a couple of years ago, or even last year, like up for an award for Manager of the Year. I mean, this guy. I mean, he did it again at United. Went to United with the same tactics. Lost 5-1 only because probably United took their foot off the pedal. And if Liverpool, I'm not joking here, if Liverpool actually finished properly, that would have been a record defeat today, even before the red card.
We could have been 5 up at half time.
You could have been 5.
If Mane could shoot. If Mane could shoot. If he's they would legit be okay.
Who gives? All right, Mane to a very
line against
but
Liverpool.
Salah's still playing well. Who gives them that amount of space?
There was three
and doesn't change the tactics. He doesn't change the tactics. Even at
half time. 3 separate times where Liverpool have kicked the ball long. Jota, Mane, or Salah have brought it down, and it's 3-on-3.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Half an hour in, and it's 3-on-3. I'm like, what is going on? Like, what kind of? You lot just defend like you lot really went for the gung ho thing. I'd love my manager to do. I'm not gonna lie. But that's because I don't.
Yeah,
think
but
we
you
can
have
win
the
anything
players
anyway.
to do it. That's the thing.
No, what I'm saying is we don't do that. I'd love us to see us do that. I'd love to see the ball go long on this United just 3-on-3. Just one beside.
Oh, right,
I
yeah,
always
yeah.
said Bielsa would be a great NFL offensive coach.
Yes.
He don't know shit about defense.
Yeah, he's not
Seriously.
about defense. You know what I'm
He
saying?
don't.
He's
he
all.
don't. There's no middle ground. There's no middle ground.
I think I
Zero.
heard. Apparently, he was quoted saying, apparently his method of defense is just run.
But that's an easy tactic, Ryan. You know, listen, even no matter what you think of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, even he knows to out-tactic. Even Frank Lampard out-tacticked him last year. You just press and you run as much as them. That's all you need to do. If you do that, they don't have another. They don't. He doesn't know.
Yeah, it's
what
just
to
intent and work rate. That's it. That you just have to.
It's just exactly right. That's all it is. And
because you know you've got the better quality players at the end of the day to beat them.
Yeah, but even I just think people said maybe hefty Bielsa tax day, but Liverpool still exploited it. Still had to be exploited, and they did very well to do it. But don't get me started on all this Bielsa prop that they have. You know, that people give him like he's some type of tactical genius. If he's that or like the greatest coach, then why has never one of the big clubs ever wanted him? That's what I say. You know, like Barcelona, Madrid, all the Italian clubs, no one's ever wanted him. I would hate to have him in my club. He'd be gone. He'd be gone in 6 months at Chelsea.
Because it's all about there's a reason why. Because Leeds will accept that finishing mid-table. Like a big club overall is not accepting that. Like Klopp plays a very high brand, crash bang wallop type of style.
Klopp's approach is a lot more measured than Bielsa's as well,
and it's successful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's successful as well. Like if Klopp don't win anything, you'd be like, all right, yeah, this is what I'm saying. And
Bielsa's style can't win the big trophies or trophies. It's not measured enough. That's the thing. It's too frantic, naive at times. You can't
high line against Salah and Firmino. I mean Salah and Mane. Suicide.
So
that is and you don't even have quick defenders. If you had quick defenders, I'd be like, understand. If you had a Wan-Bissaka and a Varane, I'd be like, you know what? That makes sense. You don't even have quick guys, and you're playing against one of the quickest attacks in the league, and they're already a superior side anyway. He's treating Liverpool like a Newcastle, a Palace, a Brighton, a Arsenal or something like that. It's like, no. I'm saying that's Liverpool. They're still one of the better teams in the league. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't treat them as such. Like you can't just approach the same way. Like you have to realize what ammo you have. Sometimes people have more guns than you, so you have to be a little bit more clever, a little bit more cute. Andrew here says wouldn't sleep on United. Andrew, who do you support? Because we're not winning any league. I keep saying we're not winning the league.
I think he's a Chelsea fan because he's in the. I know Andrew, he's in like all the Chelsea stuff and all that. So I believe he's a Chelsea fan.
Flawless. If we go on a run in October and November, the league is ours guaranteed. If we get through that period, which I actually think Ollie will, because that period is tough. I can see him getting results during that period. What will happen is after that run will fall off, and the league's not guaranteed. Our running that is the
only issue is
it's not going to be decided till at least March, April, and I don't mean even decided as in who's going to win it. I think you'll get down to sort of
it'll be close
3 or 4 by then. I don't think Christmas or anything is going to be the way this league's going at the moment. Even now, we're 4 games in, the top 3 teams are on identical points, identical goal difference. Do you know what I mean? And that's after 4 games, which obviously is the start of the season. But it's just, I just think it's going to stay like that for the season. I think it's going to be Chelsea get 3 points, United get 3 points, Liverpool get 3 points, City get 3 points. Then it's like, someone might drop 1 point every week. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. Drop 2 points every sort of week, and then it'll just, I think it's going to be neck and neck until the only thing that I could see this season being like is more like I think it was 2014, there was like loads of winners that season, like everyone thought they were going to win the league, and then it ended up being City and Liverpool, and that went to the death as well. That was a very open season. I just can't see this season being like Man United 10 points clear at the top, or City 10 points clear, or Chelsea 10 points clear. I can't see it. I think it's going to be close.
The only thing is, our fixtures are really weird this season because we've got like them in a cluster. So after Spurs and City, we've got like a run of 5 or 6 where we should win, and I think we got a double of Leicester and United. and then nothing until January when we think we've got Spurs, Liverpool, City in January, and then nothing again. So we've got all those in a cluster. I'm just saying, if we come, like, especially after this first one, we come through, if we get 4 points out of the next 2 games, which I'll be happy with, then on paper, we have very winnable games until we meet, like, until we do the double head of Leicester and United. And it's the same in January as well. So it's,
Let me see ours. I can't remember what our fixtures are.
Well, the rest of like all scattered, or maybe they've got a back-to-back.
We've got very hard games coming up because City have we've got like Chelsea and Liverpool with PSG in the middle, PSG away.
Yeah.
It's like
I think we've got like I think when we meet you, or a lot for us, we've got Leicester, Juventus, and then you.
So we've got Chelsea on the 25th, Chelsea away on the 25th, PSG away on the 28th. So that's 3 days between that. And then we got Liverpool away on the 3rd of October.
Yeah.
It's like that's all quick. And then we've got Burnley at home, Bruges away, Brighton away, Palace at home, Bruges at home, and then it's United at Old Trafford. Then we play Everton at home, PSG at home, West Ham at home, Villa away, Watford away. Then we've got like games that we should be winning. So it's, I don't know. Ours is a bit of a there's no big clusters of like really, really easy games. You might get like 4 max in a row. But our last 6 games are not too difficult. Like our last 6 games are Wolves away, Watford at home, Leeds United away, Newcastle at home, West Ham away, and Villa at home.
I think our second to last game is United away.
Yeah,
fuck. Is it? Oh, shit.
No, I think.
What do you mean? Ronaldo's got the winner.
When are we talking about the real result of this weekend? Because we're 1 hour 36 in and we haven't done it yet.
Oh, we will do. One second. Let me just get to this, and then we're gonna get there. We go. I know exactly. We're on the same wavelength. We don't even discuss it. I know exactly where you're going in it. The El Clasico, El relegation, yo. Yeah. We're gonna get there. What's worse, Bielsa tax or Ollie tax? You see that? You see this question here, Daniel? This goes out to anyone. There is no tax in the world of sport that is worse than Ollie tax. Insert tax here is not as bad as Ollie tax. A lot of tax is bad. McFred tax is bad. You know what I'm saying? Creating YouTube content with Ryan tax is terrible. Overthinking tax is tax. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This guy out here showing his armpit hair tax is bad. Nothing is worse than Ollie tax. You know what I'm saying?
To be around.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when you're leaving, yeah, fantastic. But yeah, Ollie tax is the worst. I was on fire tonight. Ollie tax is just the worst of the worst.
So lucky he's on HR department on Sarcasm City, I swear.
Well, we did, but even Sasha, I don't even think she's here. So she was heading up the HR department. And then I put in a complaint and she was like, we just use this for promotional purposes. Because Yan's laughing because Yan was going at me. You know what I'm saying? About my misery on streams. And look how happy she is. I don't smile when talk about United. When you ever see me smile happy talking about United? Never. It's a rarity.
I don't know why you're looking for sympathy here.
Very rare. Now I'm just making a point. I don't look for sympathy here. I'm talking to a Chelsea, Liverpool, and City fan.
Yeah, we're quite fine to be happy.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all don't even care enough to keep your camera on. That's how much
you should be sat next to me, honestly.
That's the only plus.
You would be sat next to Ryan.
That is very true. That is true. Yeah. That's true.
Silver lining.
We're fine here. Don't worry. We're fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine, don't worry.
But yeah, just one last thing as well before we get on to the big game at the Emirates, 19th versus 20th at the time.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about that.
When it comes to we'll get on to what you were talking about. I was talking about 19th versus 20th. So yeah.
It is North London.
The thing is, Manchester United games are not. Oh yeah. Nah, no way you're looking to go. We'll go there first. I'll let you get your ish off your chest. But when it comes to United, it's like people are talking about, we got that tough period in October, November, and if we come through that, we'll be okay. Blah blah blah. It's like, no, that's not United's issue. Our issue is not like we're beating everyone else and we struggle against the top clubs. We really should be top of the table clear. We should have beat Southampton. With the run we've had a favorable run. in terms of the fixtures.
Your run was the easiest.
And we're the one who's fallen short. Chelsea haven't fallen short with a 1-1 draw away at Anfield. That's tough. Liverpool might look at it and go, all right, that's Chelsea.
Yeah.
City have played another big six club. We've played
But you should have lost against
Newcastle, Wolves, Southampton. That's favourable.
You should have lost against
Wolves. Yeah.
You should have lost.
Wolves. So the fact that we've got 10 points when really we should get 12, because I think if you give City or Chelsea our run, they're 4-4.
If City
Agreed.
If you have our 4.
Yeah, agreed.
If you lot play Leeds at home, Wolves away, Southampton away, Newcastle at home, you lot 4-4.
Mm-hmm. Usually, yeah.
That's my point.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You're
well,
right.
Leeds at their place because he changed the approach. But my point is like that even though it's early in the season, I'm not looking at the table. What I'm saying is it's setting a marker. When Chelsea did what they did to Liverpool, that backed up what I already thought about them in the manner in which they got their 100% down. In regards to what they did to them with the 10-man sent off, and you know what I'm saying. That's how I look at it. But, all right, I know where you want to go to. Feisty game, South London versus North London, I believe, or Southwest London versus North London. Crystal Palace versus Spurs. Crystal Palace 3, Spurs 0. Mr. Winner Surfer, take it over.
Don't let the red card fool you. Spurs.
Oh, they were getting battered before that. Yeah,
they were getting battered before. Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is what I thought it was going to be when they signed Nuno. Not like a battering, but the football is just not that good. I mean, I don't know how Harry Winks is still at Spurs. He's just atrocious.
Harry Winks, you know.
But you know what it highlighted for me? I've always thought this. I always thought that Heung-min Son is the best player at Spurs. If not the best, the most important. The most important.
You're right. Nah.
Kane was terrible though.
No, because I tell you.
Look how quick Jan was to actually.
I just think Harry Kane. You can see it when he's not playing. Harry Kane's not the same. Although Harry Kane didn't really do much.
Did he play in that game? Because I watched.
That's what I mean. He didn't.
I didn't see him. Honestly, I did not see him. I watched a bit of the game.
He slide little shots at Harry Kane. Oh, did he play? Yeah, and trying to act all innocent and cover it up. Yeah.
But I mean, they were just terrible. I mean,
yeah, they were.
That was. I mean, how are you letting a Celtic striker score 2 on his debut? I mean, come on, man.
First
touch,
Can I say about him?
Like
for him to come into Palace, who haven't been performing that well. Yeah, they were 1-0 up, but at that time, obviously Spurs are still in the game. For him to come on his debut and score the goals that he did, because bear in mind, it wasn't a tap-in. Like,
it was a good finish, very good
both
finish.
Both of them goals were fantastic goals. To do that on your debut, that's why I actually think it's disrespectful. People are going to think I'm saying this because I'm a City fan, but I actually think it's disrespectful that they're saying Ronaldo had the best debut in the Premier League, because actually his debut was sensational. To come on at that time,
I agree.
And for the 2 goals that he scored, I don't think there's a discussion for, Ronaldo in that situation. Don't get me wrong, Ronaldo did well. He came on, he scored one really good goal. The other one was a little bit, of a gift, but it is what it is. He still put it in, not everyone does. So I can't fault his debut. It's not even a debut because that makes no sense, but yeah, you can't fault his performance, but at the same time, for that guy to come on and do what he did in a new league against Tottenham Hotspur, for me, that's the debut. That's the best debut that I've seen in a while. That's what I would say. Because if he does that against Norwich, even though it's still a great debut, it takes the shine off it a little bit. To do that, if Ronaldo does what he did against Newcastle, against Spurs, I think we're rating it higher because we're saying he did that against Spurs. So Edouard should be getting the same respect. I think he should be getting more respect, to be honest. But that's just me.
I just thought it's so typical Spursy. They get manager of the month. He gets manager of the month. Comes back. Hadn't conceded 3 goals.
They were so bad. It was
But that's
so
Spurs,
bad. Even
that's
before,
Spurs this
it's like
season.
Winter Server said, don't let the red card fool you, because I watched the game. Palace were all over them before the red card, even all over them. And Zaha was giving that right back the worst time possible.
That's why he got sent off.
Oh, that, I
Honestly,
love
like,
that
they were
melee though.
all over
I
them.
loved it. Like when obviously a Spurs player went down.
Oh, I
No,
loved
Palace
it,
player.
yeah.
Yeah, Spurs player went
Yeah.
down. Palace refused to kick it out, which is right. I think it was Townsend.
Unless
And
it's a
then
head
Zaha's
injury or like a
Yeah.
break,
Yeah.
you don't have to.
And then Zaha's going to go past Tanganga. Tanganga's hit him in the face, and then boom. Like, oh, I like that, man. Let's get into the melee. I'm annoyed that Tanganga got sent off because I wanted to see, that was such an interesting dynamic and a battle where that was gonna go, and he got cut short. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for chaos.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
he committed like so many fouls against us.
He did. Stupid
Like,
tackle.
and he got away with it. Like the referee kept saying, one more chance, one more chance. So it's like 7 fouls before he got booked. So it's like he keeps doing it, and obviously he thought he could get away. I think that City game set him up to fail because he thought he could get away with doing multiple fouls, and he didn't get away with it in that game. And he needs to be careful because it's not a case of he's making 1 or 2 fouls. Like, it's constant. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
And let me just get to this from Football Capital. He says, why is it personal with Ollie for you? It's getting boring now. So predictable what you're going to say in your reviews. Are you talking to me or is that someone in the chat? Let me know, Football Capital.
Nah, it's definitely you,
isn't it? I don't know if he's talking to me or someone in the chat. Like, I don't want to respond and he's like, yo, I'm not even talking to you. I'm talking to someone in the chat.
Nah, I think
Definitely.
it's you because of what he's saying.
definitely.
No,
What
I
he
think
would
it's you
say-
because of what he said.
He said, all right,
In your
cool. Tell me
review.
where I was. All right, so what I'll say to you, Football Capital, is before I even get into it in depth, where was I personal? Show me the personal attack, or did I criticize his management ability? Tell me where I was personal. This is
To
what
be
I
fair,
want to
you
know.
do need to put some respect on his name because he's got you second and now he's going to win the quad. So, you know what I mean? You need to put some respect on his name. Fergie never did the quad. This guy's going to do something Fergie could never do, you know? Madness. Can't believe it. Will he go down as the GOAT manager if he does that there? If he wins the quad, will he go down as the GOAT manager? I'm just asking a question. You can answer it if you want.
Notorious
No.
FAT says top red capital is back.
You know, he wanted to. I could see he wanted to, but he knew what you were doing. But he still wanted to. He still wanted to, though, just because it's like on the tape. It's like you told him 2 + 2 = 5, and his brain was like going, "I can't accept this. I know it, but I'm not going to rise to the bait."
I'm not out to see how fast you go with that.
Tremendous, yeah.
Well, yeah. Let me know.
Quick,
Like
just
I said,
mention something about De Bruyne. Quick.
just this France and
Can
KD.
I just respond to one of the comments, right?
Now, before you
We
get into that,
No.
let me get to this. Because
expecting
Andrew, one sec.
quadruple. That quadruple was put on us. It's never been done before
Yeah, it's
for
tough.
a reason. We got the
it's tough.
closest to it because obviously we got really close. We got a lot closer than a lot of teams have, but it is
Sorry,
what it
this
is.
made me
isn't it?
laugh, yo.
It's
Slender.
not easy.
That was good. That was good.
That was the love defense that Yazita I love to see. And to this, Flawless is quite mild compared to here's the thing is what I'd say about that. It's not a mild or way the way we're all different personalities, and the way we deliver things will be in a certain way. Like I say, this is my character. I'm a laid-back character. So I'm never really, even when I'm mad, like Jan knows me well. So if I come on there and I'm pissed off, I'll still sound like this, but Jan don't know that I'm mad at something like that. Stroh's like that.
He just
what
cries
game is
after
it?
the stream finishes.
So
So
it
the
is-
stream
alright,
finishes
let's-
and it will
like,
just
there was a
break
game-
down,
for
start
instance, there was a
crying,
game-
tears, tissues,
Are you done?
everything.
Like I said,
Yeah.
there was a game after the game where when the league started back after the initial lockdown, and United played. Did we play Spurs? I think we
That
played
was the first
Spurs
game,
at home.
yeah.
It was Spurs at home, and I
Oh, was
didn't
it
say
6-1?
anything.
Oh.
No, not the 6-1. The one before that. It was like
the one
after the
away.
initial knockdown.
Yeah,
it was halfway through the season.
Yeah.
So it might have been. Was it Spurs? It might have been Spurs away. I think Pogba. Did Pogba win as a penalty that game? I think Pogba might have won as a penalty that game, and they went 1-0 up. I didn't tweet anything. I didn't say anything. Nothing like that. Shout out to my boy Stro. Stro messaged me and said, "Yo, I can't wait to see your fan cam because I know you are fuming." And he was 1000% spot on. Like, I haven't been that mad at a performance and a team selection in a minute, but I didn't say anything because he knows me well. So that's what I'd say to that. Is in terms of like being that's just my character. Johnny wears his heart on his sleeve. Salute to my guy Johnny in that, and he has an opinion, and for some reason, people get on him because of his opinion and that. But this manager's just not good. You know what I'm saying?
I think the reason why people get so annoyed is because, one, if you really like someone, like manager or player, and people come for that player, people do get defensive in general, that player or manager. Do you know what I mean? On top of that, is kind of, I think they see it as, if you say Ollie can't win a trophy, you're essentially saying Man United can't win a trophy. And I think that's how people take it. So, like, if I said to you now, United is shit, they ain't winning fuck all this season, even if you agree with me, me saying that is different in it. So I think that's how they see it. They see it as, when you say Ollie ain't winning nothing, they see it as you're saying Man United have got no chance this season.
And that's a valid point.
But
that's misplaced anger because it's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not Johnny's fault. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, neither me or Johnny have any impact on that. And if we're wrong, then we'll turn around and say we're wrong. I know Johnny, that's my guy. Johnny will turn around and say, I called stuff wrong. I've called stuff wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. I never
called stuff wrong.
My whole point is, you called Liverpool quad, but we moved. As I was saying, where was I at? Yeah, in regards to it, in terms of, players, back to your point, Jan. Players and managers, I rate, get slandered all of the time.
Yeah.
All of the time they get slandered. But you know what I do? I back my judgment on that player or manager to deliver. I could be out here. Let's use Poch as an example. I'm a fan of Poch. Poch gets slandered on a regular basis on my timeline. I could be out here telling people, creating spaces, creating videos on Sarcasm City TV, talking about how good Poch is and this and that. No, if he's as good as they say he is, he's going to prove it and shut you up. If he delivers the Champions League this season, no one can't say nothing. And I was right, and everyone that slandered him was wrong. Martial's another prime example. I'm a massive fan of Martial. Big fan. I could be out here easily. I'll say this guy is such a prick, Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
To be honest,
as I was saying, just use that point. Like Martial's a prime example. I think he receives a lot of unfair criticism. I think he's a top quality striker. However, I could be out here defending him left, right, and center, showing goal compilations, retweeting, liking, all that stuff. That was one season in it, so this is not what we're gonna do in that. We move you a prick. As I was saying, I'm like, he's that good, he's gonna prove himself, and then everyone's gonna show up. Let the player or manager prove themselves. That's what it is. Let the manager and let the manager or the player prove themselves. The reason why people get so upset about Ollie is because they know we right. They know I'm right. They know Johnny's right.
The thing is with Ollie as well is it's like people are, because it's like you said, what you say has no impact. Because the thing is, the two things. One, Ollie doesn't know you personally. Yes. Ollie doesn't know you personally, so he's not hearing what you're saying, right? Yeah. And two, like these United fans are saying, the actual Man United fans in the stadium back Ollie. So regardless of what you say about Ollie, if he's going to win, he's going to win. It's not like he's going... Yes. It's not like when Wenger... Remember when Wenger was at Arsenal towards the end and it was quite classic? And you know what,
Prime TV.
Like Steve Bruce out and stuff like that. Like, I understand if United fans would go into Old Trafford with Ollie out banners and flying planes over saying fuck off Ollie and stuff, then I would understand their point, because it'd be like, what you're doing now is detrimental to the team. Yeah. But it's like everyone on Twitter can slander Pep all they want, but when he is in the Etihad, City fans singing his name, he's getting love from everywhere. So it's not going to affect him if some United fan on Twitter says Pep shit. No, he doesn't care. He's not asked. Like, he's probably had that from Madrid fans since he was a player. Do you know what I mean? It's not bothered about stuff like that.
And let me get to this, because Naomi, you are new here. So you said you're not letting them prove themselves. It's just straight agenda, to be fair. You are new here. You know what I'm saying? Because I can tell by this. If we win, it's because of the players, but if we lose, because of Ollie. You can ask these two, or you can ask all three of these lot on the panelists. Was I not adamant? And go look at Man United's on the channel. And this is when I say people speak without facts. Go look at Man United, and we're talking twice on a weekly basis, just on those two shows alone, about how United need a DM because our midfield is not good enough. I was on Shameless FC. Ryan, tell me if I'm lying. You was on there, as was Jan. And I said Maguire is a decent centre-back, but he's not good enough for where Manchester United want to go. I spoke in depth about our goalkeeping situation, and neither of our goalkeepers, I believe, are good enough for where Manchester United want to go. Wan-Bissaka has his deficiencies. Luke Shaw has his deficiencies also. Bruno has his deficiencies also. But again, this is an agenda, because you just trying to tar me with the brush that you would tar other Ollie outers with, because this is the same thing. Because I've seen this comment from many different people who come on this channel and they never come back. And I've had this debate. I've had Ollie in, Ollie out debates on here, and I'm open to it. But it's like, please don't lie on my name and say, wait, one sec. Please don't lie on my name and say things that I've not said, because that's never been happening. If we win, it's because of the players, but if we lose, when I criticize the players heavily. This is why I was so gassed Dan James was sold.
I just want to ask him as an Ollie inner, because clearly he's Ollie in based on what he's saying, right? The thing is, if, right, you bought Cristiano Ronaldo, you don't have a DM, but if you're Ollie in, clearly that's not a thing, because you can't be letting your manager get, like, it's kind of like this season. If Pep doesn't win the league, City fans will say, you should have bought a striker, because you could see that you need a striker. We didn't buy a striker. And if we don't win the league now, that's probably the reason why we haven't won it. You know what I mean? Because we were the best team. Everyone else improved. We decided, obviously we've improved with Grealish, but it's not what we needed. We needed a striker. So it's one of them things. That's how it will be seen by sort of City fans. So as a United fan who supports Ollie, you bought Ronaldo, you bought Sancho, who you've been after, you bought Varane, which is great at the back. So
Dupay as well.
If he doesn't win the league, is that acceptable? Because you're Ollie in, so you back the manager, you have a great team. The only thing that, like Flawless says, for example, is you guys have the team to win the league, but not the manager. So if you support the manager, then surely that means that you have the whole package. So if he doesn't win the league, is that acceptable? If he goes trophyless, is that acceptable?
But also it means, are you then, if you're supporting Ollie, are you then in the same mindset that you don't think you needed reinforcing your midfield or other areas of the pitch? Or then if you do think that, but you can still be Ollie in, are you then not questioning why Ollie wasn't more forceful with getting a midfield if he wanted one? Did he want another midfielder? Has anyone asked Ollie whether he wanted another midfielder?
So reported rumors was he wanted a 6 and he was refused one. So I'd say like a few things about that. If he was refused one, that's wrong from the board or whoever's saying no. Because if I employ a man to do a job, I should give him all the tools he needs to manage a place. So I say, right, you're the manager of this place. And then you turn around and say, right, this is the aims, but I need this, this, and this to get this job done. If I then refuse, I'm not giving you the best possible chance to succeed. I've said this. We've seen Conte kick up fusses and stuff. And it's easy to say from here. And people say, oh, you wouldn't leave a job with that much money. Well, you're part of the problem then. If you're allowing whoever's employing you to then not give you the best possible solution and being the best possible tools to win, knowing you're going to take the blame. Because if United don't win, we're not going to be talking about the board not giving him a 6. That's going to be on Ollie. It's my reputation. Get me? My head is on the neck. So it's kind of like, that's how I look at it. So you're a part. If you ask, that's cool. Whoever said no is wrong. But then also with management as well, no squad is perfect. City won the league without a striker. If you ask Pep, would he prefer a top class number 9? Of course he's going to say but he's going to utilize what he has, and he won the league. Liverpool did the same. They won it without a striker who scores goal. If you were to ask Klopp, can you give me a 9, 25, a defensive striker? We made up a new position for him. You know what I'm saying? If you said to Klopp, right, would you prefer a 9 who got 25 to 30 goals? He's going to say yeah, but he didn't get given one. So what did he do? Utilize what he has.
That's the thing with Ollie, though, because it's like what you say, like, people can talk about...
Yo, Ryan, I know you got a dip. Bless up, brother, I'll catch up with you soon, Bless
up. Big up, guys,
mate.
Come.
That's why they say about, like, utilizing what you have, like you say, because, yes, some teams have better players. So if you look at the French league, PSG have the best players. They have done for years. They have the best players. They didn't win the league last year. So it just shows that you don't have to necessarily have the best team to win the league. And with Ollie, I could understand if you not winning the league last year, because I think Pep is better than Ollie regardless, and City's squad is very good. So you can argue that even with Ollie, even if Ollie was a good manager, he might still miss out to Pep. Do you know what I mean? That being said, the Europa League final for me was the thing that I thought there's no excuse for United not to win that. You know what I mean? Like, we're getting slandered for losing to Chelsea in a final. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was Villarreal, you know? So it's kind of like you're going into that clear favourite. And the thing is, you can blame the players or whatever, but you could see at the end of the game, like, substitutions were needed and he didn't do it. So it's kind of like, at that point, it's almost like, you know how Pep made a mistake with City in the Champions League final? Ollie made a mistake with Man United in the Europa League final. You know, even things like De Gea not saving a penalty in that amount of time. You know, them sorts of things, like, we've seen managers before bring on goalkeepers specifically for penalties and stuff like that. He didn't do that. So for me, I just think in terms of your management and stuff like that, you could argue that teams have better players. Look at Leicester. Leicester won the league. They were nowhere near the best team in terms of on paper. Do you know what I mean?
But Ranieri utilized what he had to the fullest. He had a couple of top class ballers, 2 or 3, and utilized
it better. In the league, I don't think he's done that badly. I can't lie. In the league, I think he does all right. But it's in the other competitions, like the cups. You know what I mean? And it's like, I had a lot of United fans on Twitter, like, slandering like, oh, Pep, you know, Ollie has Pep's number. Yeah, Ollie beat Pep twice, and then when it came to a game that he needed to win, he lost, and then City went on and won the cup. So it's like, you would have been better off beating us in that one game and losing the league games, because you then would have won a Carabao Cup, because I'm sure you would have won it against Spurs.
And let me get back to this, Nahum. So he says here, I'm not Ollie in. I'm not Ollie in. I'm not Ollie out. I support the club. I support the club too. You know, I'm like, let's just get that clear. Like, I support the club too. And this is why I want what's best for the club. And I believe Ollie is not the guy who is best for the club. You support the club and you're not even backing the manager because you're not Ollie in, but we'll get to that. I'm in a good mood because I feel if Ollie wins a major trophy, league or Champions League, good. But if he doesn't, he shouldn't get sacked. Here's the thing with that. You know it's Winter Surfer's response right there as a Chelsea fan. Like I said, I've not met a rival fan who's Ollie out. I talk to a lot of rival fans, especially in this space as well. Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, all of them, you know what I'm saying? And at Spurs, they're all Ollie in because he's bad. And I noticed how you haven't responded to what I said in regards to me blaming the players. So you were just throwing an agenda at me, saying you was accusing me of, but it's calm. We move. As I was saying, the reason also I don't think he's good enough to win as a league or Champions League. You're not predicting us to finish first. You're saying if he wins it. Yes, if he wins a league or Champions League, I'll shut up about it. Do you believe he does? No, I don't believe he does. Very few people, apart from Jerry, they're the only two people they're the only two Manchester United fans I know who, and go watch Agenda FC and it'll tell you all about Jeremiah's thoughts on the game, but large up, you get me, the young G.
Yeah, Jerry.
They're the only two I've met.
Even in the league, Jerry thinks you're winning everything.
Yeah, he said everything. He was on that Ryan stuff. Well, that's my entire point with this. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Imagine if that happened though. Imagine like Chelsea go trophyless, City went trophyless. Like that's magic.
Yeah, like I just don't believe he is. And let me just get to this, because this makes no sense. The thing is, I don't get the saying Ollie should get sacked while he's winning games, because it's much more than winning games. It's not the winning game problem. You know what I'm saying? And that really,
you've always said the away record, right? You've always said
the away record.
You don't rate it, and I took a look at it as well. You've always said from the beginning you don't rate the away record because there's so many draws. In there. It's not like there's 20 victories in the 20. It's not like it's 2020 victories in the 28 games or 27 games. The thing,
City got more points. City accumulated more points.
You would have won the league.
Yes,
we won more points.
The thing is with us though is like with City, like if we're away, we usually either win or lose. There's no in between. So we don't have the records that you have. You get 3 draws and we win 2 and lose 1. We've got 6.
I hate doing this. But I wonder if it's.
How it works.
I wonder if it's a generational age thing. Because sometimes I think the new age fans are a bit too like, oh, if we do just enough, or if we back this player or back this manager, you know. Where it's like if you're like flawless, obviously a Man United fan. Man United, for me, are the best team in Britain, right? Like history-wise, right? For me, for my generation, because I grew up, Man United were the top team. If you've come from that, right, you're always going to have that standard of winning, right? Whereas like, if you come from maybe this type of generation where Man United haven't been that successful, you might have only caught the end of that Ronaldo era team, and you might, it's like, or that you're not maybe used to that, and you're sort of lower your standards a bit. It's a bit like Chelsea was like when Frank Lampard was in charge, and even to me, to extent, I mean, I didn't snap until after we lost to the worst Arsenal team we've ever seen, but you know what I mean. But it's like, have I lowered my standards so much because I'm used to winning? Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, give this person. It's like some of our players. Oh, just give Callum Hudson-Odoi a run in the team. No. Do you know what I mean? It's like no. It's like no. It's not. Not as if he's a good player. I'm just saying. We don't have time. We don't have time for all these experiments. For all this you know. Yeah, like I said, experiments. Like, no, we've got to win now. Tuchel. That's why I love Tuchel. You know what his mind. You know what he said when he first came in. I've got an 18-month contract. I've got to win a trophy or trophy.
Yeah, I'm here to win now.
Yeah,
he said I'm here to win now. And just to get to this as well, no, so you're saying we should. You don't get it. I don't get it. Ollie should get sacked while he's winning games. So what? If we lose our next 2 games, then it's okay for me to be Ollie out. I don't do it on that because it's much more than winning games. The reason why I'm Ollie out, but clearly you don't know because that's why you said some of the things you said. There's much more reasons as to why I'm Ollie out. It's not just a lack of winning games. It's not just losing games. There's multiple things.
I think it's winning games at the major points as well. Because like I said,
so many variables. I'm just not Ollie out for no reason.
The start of the season, like people always, like I had a Spurs fan bantering me after match week 1 because they were saying, haha, we beat you. And it's like, to me, I honestly don't really care what Man City do. Obviously, I want us to win every week, but if we're going to drop points, at least drop them when it's not damage, you know, like really, it's going to cause too much damage because, yes, every point counts, but if you've got 3 games left and you're on the same points, you can't afford to drop a point in the last 3 games. If you're at the start of the season, you can afford to drop 2 points, or you can probably afford to drop 3 points. Because unless someone goes unbeaten all season, it's not going to matter. Do you know what I mean? It's when you get into them latter stages. It's like I say, Ollie beat Pep at the Etihad. We won the league 3 days later. Didn't really matter. Then he beat us again in the cup. But guess what? We already had won the first leg. So we went through anyway and went on to win the cup. So I don't mind, as much as I hate losing Manchester derbies, if we win the league, it's irrelevant. If we lose a derby this year and then Man United go on to win the league, we've essentially helped them in their title race. Do you know what I mean? And it's like when we were very good, like when I was a kid, it was always about beating Man United to stop Man United from winning the league. Like, we didn't care who won it. We just didn't want United to win it. So City would go out to beat Man United and do our bit to try and stop United from winning the league. And that's what you do when you're not at that level. The same way now, the reason why United fans get so happy when they beat City is because they see it as we could potentially stop Man City from winning the league. And it's the same thing. And that's what, when Andrew's talking about standards, our standards weren't very high because we weren't good enough to compete with Man United. Yeah. Now, like, I'm not bragging about a derby unless it's putting us above Man United in the table. Do you know what I mean? I'm not bragging about a derby if we're 16th and you're top of the league.
It's bragging rights in regards to just for that week, and then that's literally it. That's how I look at it. But it's like in the long term schemes, it's not.
Yeah, again, that was like
I support the club. Like I said, people, it's not Ollie Chester United. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a fan of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm a fan of Manchester United Football Club. I don't care who's in charge. If I believe they are not good enough, I'm going to voice that. Simple as that. And he's given me more than enough evidence. This is, to me, my personal opinion, and I've stated why countless times. You know what I'm saying? And clearly, like I said, you haven't seen it. Like, I've stated why countless times. And he keeps proving me right. However, if he wins a trophy this season, I was wrong. And I'd be celebrating. But when he doesn't win a trophy, apologies. Well, we move.
This is what I was saying. This is the problem for him. Like, I think with Ronaldo, he helps with that. Because I don't think Ronaldo goes into a game that is a must win and doesn't turn up. I see Ronaldo turning up in that game, but he needs to win them games because, like I say, you can win. Your away record is brilliant, but if it doesn't win you anything, it doesn't really matter. You could win every single game. You could win every single away game this season, and on the last day, you lose the away game, and Chelsea win the league by 2 points or something like that.
It
matter.
Goes. It's right. It's like I love Bruno. I don't care what anyone says. He scores goals, so I love him, right?
Yeah.
And he's got the record last season for scoring the most goals in the league, like from midfield or something like that. Beat Frank Lampard, right? But the thing I speak to Man United fans go, yeah, that's great. You can claim that record, but what did his goals lead to?
That's it.
Oh yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? It's like you can slate Frank Lampard all you want. His goals led to trophies.
Yes,
Do you know what I mean? It's like,
the end. That's the end game. Like that's the end goal. Because people will criticize. What I don't understand is people will criticize Pogba, say he's failed, he's done this and that, he's not lived up to expectation, blah blah blah. He needs to go. But then in the same breath, will praise Bruno and say, look what Bruno's done for us, what he's elevated us to.
Yeah.
Elevated us to what? What has Bruno? Because Pogba's helped us win 2 trophies. What has Bruno elevated us to? And that's not a shot at Bruno because I rate him as a player. But I hate how people is one argument for one and one argument for the other. Pogba's not good enough. He's this, he's that. He's failed while he's been there. He's a virus. We should sell him. But Bruno is the Messiah. He's the guy. He's elevated us. Elevated us to what exactly? Yeah. Because he hasn't won us no trophies.
And he's had his opportunities. Because the thing is, you get some teams that haven't had opportunities to do it. Whereas United have been in a European final against lower opposition, well, not lower opposition like that, but you should be beating Villarreal. Do you know what I mean? From when you went into the Europa League,
you should be winning the Europa League.
In the Europa League. Yeah. So he's had his opportunity. And like I've said a lot of times on here, you don't even have to win a final to turn up. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's matchup lens as well, the Joker.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just one of them. I think they've had Ollie's had opportunities that he could have.
Ample opportunities, and you know what it's going to be after this season. People will still make excuses for him. Sorry to cut you off. People will still make excuses for him. I don't know why he gets so many chances when the 2 managers previous had worse teams and won trophies. So why is he getting a blind? This team he currently has and the team he had last season is worse than the sides that Van Gaal and Mourinho had.
Especially from this, it's very shocking. Especially from this generation of younger United fans as well. Yeah. Because it's not like Lampard. It's not like.
That's funny. It's the Rovers fan. Shout out, Charlie.
It's not like if you know your history of the club, you know how good Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was. But it's very strange that some of this generation defend him so vehemently when the only connection they have is watching old games of it.
It's the footage.
Yeah, but it's really weird because it's not as if he was around the club all this time as well. I mean, he's done some coaching, I know that, but they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know that until it's reported. Do you know what I mean? It's not as if he was Alex Ferguson's backroom staff or his number 2 or something like that.
But my dad was even saying, the whole thing around Man United now make out like he was this guy that played week in, week out, started every game. Like he was a super
sub. The term super sub was named after him. Super sub.
It's like he wasn't that guy. He's not a Cristiano Ronaldo in 2008. No. 2009. He wasn't that guy. Like, don't get me wrong, he did what he did. And he will always, regardless of whether he was a Man United manager, he would be remembered for that. But at the same time, he's not. They're making out like he's like Lampard for Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? And he wasn't that for Man United. So it is interesting that people love him so much. Like, I understand what he did, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, or like he was he was doing so well at in a Spanish or Italian or German league with a team that people know about. Yeah, then you can understand it a bit more.
Yeah,
and also now you've got a big sample. You've got now a big sample now because it's 2.5 years. It's not like it's like back end of last season and people want him out. You've got 2.5 years, so it's like
Yeah,
Okay,
we've had
so
a
if he
massive
does-
sample size. Yes,
Yeah, so
you're right.
So if he finishes second again without a trophy,
These all
we always
defend
have
him.
to put it into context, like
These all will defend him.
how far was
Yeah.
he behind first? Do you know what I mean? Or when did they go out of the competition? Do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
that.
we'll defend him. If United finish second this season without a trophy, it'll be all right. We finished above City and Liverpool, and City got Pep, and he had 100-pound Grealish. That's Klopp. There'll always be excuses because people will back this guy blindly. And I keep saying this, and the reason why we back him as well, because it's like that whole thing. Oh, you got to support the club. If you support and love something, if something's going wrong, you tell them.
Yeah, I hate that.
If I love or support something, you know what I'm saying? If I see Ryan doing some absolute mazza, that's little bro. So I'm gonna tell him like, yo, you're fucking up in whatever capacity is, and I would expect him to do the same to me. And that's what he said. You don't support. If you support something blindly, you don't love it. That's stupid.
Well, that's a cult. That's not a club. That's a cult.
Yeah, they never want Company to be City's manager because you don't want to.
You don't want to criticize. I'm old enough to remember Ollie. That's the crazy part.
Keep him in his job if he's failing just because it's Company. I'd rather he didn't come to City, and then I can love him from afar. If he does, don't get me wrong. If he goes to a top club and does well at that top club,
that's different. If he's got the criteria, if he's got the credentials,
it's got the CV.
Of course, because I'd love Company to be on the sidelines. I'd love it, but it's always one of them where it's very risky because like for Barcelona, it worked out perfectly with Pep. You know what I mean? With Real Madrid, obviously Zidane. But it doesn't work for everyone. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of them things. But I think. In terms of Solskjaer, what Slen said before is exactly what my dad was saying. I was having this conversation with my dad the other day.
What's this?
On my life, I will never understand how you're a super sub, but you have no clue how to use subs effectively.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy point.
For coming off the bench, you don't make the right stuff.
You don't know how to use it and that. And before we close out, because we are going to close out the show, as one of them says, I kind of get your thinking. My bad for judging you wrongly. That's calm. Don't worry about it. I'm just supporting the team. I hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know, Nahum, where do you think we finish this season? What's your predicted top four, actually? That's what I want to know. And where do you, I presume you have us top four. Where do you have us finishing in top four? Yeah, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well.
Imagine if one of City, Chelsea, United, or Liverpool don't finish top four. That's going to be
great. As long as it's not United, it'd be great to see Liverpool. Just for Ryan, I just want it to be Liverpool, and that's the team I hate the most anyway. So I'm just hoping it's Liverpool, like 6th, 7th place finish.
Yeah.
Just hope so. Imagine that would be so funny.
Just to be like, enjoy Europa League.
And then Salah goes in the summer.
Yeah, and they're stuck with money
because he hasn't signed a new contract yet.
Salah bouncing.
Salah's not signed a new contract yet. He's gonna.
I just feel
wages are dead low, and he knows he can get
more. Yeah. I just feel we're in a good place because it's time to win the league, and if Ollie can't do it, someone else can. I don't believe Ollie can win the league. We are in a good place in terms of the squad and the team. And like I said, we were doing a gender FC, and we did 2 polls. One of the polls was, is Manchester United's squad good enough to win the league? 88% said yes. Then we did another poll. Is Ollie good enough to win the Premier League? 6% said yes. Look, notice the difference.
Wow.
Notice the difference from 88% of the people at that time, whoever was in that chat on Agenda FC when we did that live on Twitch, 88% of them said that they believe Manchester United's squad is good enough to win the league. Then we asked, is Ollie a good enough manager to win a Premier League title? 6% of the chat said yes. You want to know how hefty Ollie tax is? There you go.
Wow.
That's 82%.
That's
82% of the people changed their mind.
I think it's just because of the basis, because it's like when Fergie was in the Prem, it was one of them things where you knew to finish above Fergie, you'd have to have a fantastic season. Yeah. And I think it's kind of the same now because we've got obviously Wenger as well at the time. We had Jose Mourinho in his prime. Them sorts of managers, to finish above them was very difficult. So it's kind of like now with Klopp, Pep, and now Tuchel, it's kind of like to finish above them. I think he could finish above 1 or 2 at a push, but I think finish above all 3 of them
Highly unlikely.
That means Pep has to do something wrong, Tuchel has to do something wrong, and Klopp.
Yes.
I don't know if all three of them fall at the final hit.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my thing. It's like when I was saying to Ryan before, like Klopp is a fantastic manager, but I think this season personally, I think Pep and Tuchel will both have to do something wrong for Liverpool to win the league, or to get.
Why are we on the same length, the same wavelength? Is mad.
That's how I see it. It could be that Pep finishes, like I said, Chelsea and City are never normally in a title race together. It could be that Pep, because I think because last season was so good for City in terms of how far we got in every competition, it didn't obviously end as nicely as it could have done, but we still did very, very well last season, regardless of what happened at the end. So it's kind of like, because of that, I can't see us doing it in back-to-back seasons. Like, to go that far in all 4 competitions, there was only one game that was played last season that City didn't play in, and that was the FA Cup final. Every other game they were there. So I don't see us doing that again. I think the Champions League, I don't think we get to the final again. I think we go out earlier, just because that's what tends to happen to teams that get to a final. They don't tend to go back to back. I know Liverpool did. Real Madrid obviously do.
Cristiano Ronaldo effect.
I don't know if City do. Obviously, it'll depend on the draws and stuff like that, but I think we go backwards in terms of that on paper. We're still making progress, but it's different, isn't it? And then the league, again, retaining it is difficult. I don't know if we win 5 Carabao Cups in a row. That seems a bit excessive. 5 is a bit, I don't know. And then FA Cup, we don't have the best record in the FA Cup. So I think we kind of have to go backwards this season to then go forward, if that makes sense. So I can see it being a bit of a underwhelming season for City this year. I think if we'd have got a striker, it would have been different. But I think because we haven't got a striker, I can see us going backwards. I don't hate it. Obviously, I want to win everything as usual, but I don't hate it because I think if that happens, we go out and buy what we need next season. I think if we get away with it, say we win the league this year, I don't know if we go for that striker, and that concerns me long run wise. Because I want, like Andrew said, I want Haaland. If we win the league this year, we don't go for Haaland.
Yeah, Andrew here says Ronaldo, Varane, and Sancho and United fans not expecting to win something. Make it make sense. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That's what it is. Ole tax. I can't reiterate this enough. That's why myself and a lot of Manchester United fans, I can't say the majority, I'll just say a lot, myself and a lot of Manchester United fans and rival fans also don't believe us. Talk to City fans, they won't tell you Chelsea. Talk to Chelsea, they'll tell you City. They might even tell you Liverpool. We are not in the conversation. We'll soon find out. What I'm saying is we're not in the conversation because of the manager we have. The squad is there to challenge. Do I believe we win the league with a better manager? No. Do I believe we challenge though? Absolutely. He's not finishing above Klopp, Pep, and Tuchel. It's not happening.
Do you know that comment there, right? That's such a Glazer move. You know, if something happens to Ollie.
Yeah.
To put Ronaldo as player manager. That is such a Glazer move. That is such a Glazer move.
I'm for it. Why not? It can't be any worse than this. I'm tired. I'm tired, man. I ain't smiled in years. You know what I'm saying? So
you can't have no pedigree in Europe if you have a Europe.
Imagine Ronaldo doing the Sue on the sideline.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? You scored.
Yo, and D-Star, this is spot on. If any of the United manager had spent as much as Ollie and not one of the things they'd be getting bit by the media and Gary Neville. And someone mentioned Gary Neville backing him, but the reason why Gary Neville's backing him is because it's his brethren. Same way if Winter Surfer or Jan was managing a professional football club, and I'm talking about it, of course I have a bias towards them because they're my peoples. So I'm not going to slate them the same way that I would just go in on someone I don't know. Would I talk to them privately? Yes. I'm hoping that's what Gary Neville's doing, but knowing him, I'm backing that he's probably just telling Gary Neville, he's probably telling Ollie he's doing a good job. That's my brethren, and you're not good at your job. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to publicly say it, but I'll tell you, privately, yo, this ain't for you. Like, I don't think this is for you. Or maybe try this. I'm not going to gash you up, but...
And Diego, he's actually won it himself.
Yeah, Ryan, I would, just because it's Ryan. But you get my point. Ryan would get it.
Yeah, Ryan will get it.
Ryan would 100%. Ryan would 100%. He would get
Hey,
it. But
he keeps saying that I'm using the excuse. I'm not using the excuse of a striker. I'm saying that City should have got a striker this season. I'm not. I don't use it as an excuse. I've already said if anyone will win the league without a striker, it will be Pep.
Like I said, you're gonna be there or thereabouts.
What I'm saying is, we needed last season. It was obvious that we needed a striker. If you see how many chances Man City create and how many we score, it's absolutely ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? So we need a striker. We've just sold. Well, we've released basically one of the best strikers in the Premier League era, and we haven't replaced them. So it's one of them. If you sell, I don't know if you're a United fan, but if you go and sell De Gea, you're going to expect your club to buy a goalkeeper to replace the player that you've let go. And City haven't done that. We had 4. We went from Sergio Aguero, Mario Balotelli, Edin Dzeko, and Carlos Tevez to no striker. Like Ferran Torres, who is not a striker, playing as a striker, and Gabby, who is not a striker, playing as a striker. So it's just, it is what it is. They play as strikers. Gabby plays as a striker, but if you watch him out on the left, he's not a striker. Anyone that runs into the box and passes the ball, tries to pass the ball when there's no one around, is not a striker to me.
Do you know what though? It's the same. I'm going to say it, and it's going to be very hypocritical from my club, but you're not going to get any sympathy being a City fan when your club can go out and spend to get a striker. That's the thing. It's not like you're like a. It's not like you're Southampton.
Oh yeah,
you've lost Danny Ings. You're struggling.
I'm not saying we can't get a striker. I'm saying we should have got a striker because we have money.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's like
it's
like going. But what I mean is, if there'll be some City fans that say if you don't win the league, they'll go, oh yeah, but you didn't have this. This is like, yeah, but you could have gone out and bought. You could have bought Danny Ings. You could have bought Danny Ings for 30 million. That would have been it for a season. Yeah,
you want Kane, no, innit? Know what I'm saying, I think you want Kane.
Loves Kane.
Her man, Pep, Kane, innit?
Pep needs to test me in it because I could have told Pep before the season, before the transfer window even opened, you ain't getting Kane. Look at someone else. But he thought he might get Kane. I don't know why. But he thought he could get Kane. Spurs hate City. I don't know why. The only reason why they did business with us last time is because they asked over the odds for the player and we paid it.
Just didn't want to pay the money. If you would have slapped the 150 million that they wanted, you would have got it.
Obviously, they didn't make an offer because they didn't negotiate. The City said, can we negotiate? And they said no.
Nah, you know what that means? Yo, drop the bag. That's what that means.
They wanted us to pay well over the odds for Harry Kane.
If you would have said,
which would have been a complete disaster. So I'm glad we didn't.
Wow. Even if it say like it was 120 million, that's not getting him, but they're gonna respond and say yes or no. Is my point. And then you know the bar where they are. If you offer 100 million for him, all right, they're gonna say no, but then you'll know where they are. So if they say, all right, so it's north of 100 million, then you offer 120.
City apparently did offer a certain amount, and they said no. But
they said no, and you decided not to go back in for it.
They have no reason to sell to. I don't want to say a rival because obviously we're not competing for the title, but like they need to finish top 4. That's their aim. So they're not going to sell their best player, even though I think it's Son, but their best player on paper to City. It makes no sense. If I'm Spurs, I'm saying why are you selling them to City? You know what I mean? It makes no sense.
It says flawless. I'm feeling confident still. You know, our problem was the small teams. It seems like we're getting them out of the way. I'm not saying that with chess we'll win the league, but we will challenge. Here's the thing. Jan made the point earlier. Everybody we beat this season. We beat last season. So there's been no difference. We beat Leeds. Who else we played?
Now there has been a difference. You beat Southampton away last season. That's the difference.
Oh yeah, Southampton. Yeah. So we've done worse. Something worse. Yeah, we've done worse. Like we drew against Southampton, who we beat last year. Wolves, we also beat on the last day of the season. Did we beat Newcastle at home last season? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
We probably did. So what's the difference? This is what I'm saying, Z Gold. We're all on hopes and dreams. No other top club is doing this challenging. City ain't looking at it like, right, we lost the Spurs, but we beat 2 relegation sides in Norwich and Arsenal, so we're on path. Like, no, they're just looking to win the league. There's no question mark. There's big question marks.
They do things match to match, game to game. Yeah. They don't try and overthink too much. That's why last season, like, when City was struggling at the start of the season, like, they don't panic. Like, at the end of the day, if you don't win the league, you don't win the league. You can only try your best. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like, at the same time, I don't know, like, it could be mentality. Mentality helps a lot as well. Because, like, Pep has all these players. Like, City players are gutted when they lose a game. Like, they're actually genuinely gutted. You know what I mean? And, like, they all want to win. Kyle Walker's like, I want to win everything. Like, that's the mentality we need them to have. I don't want them saying, oh, it's okay if we lose to United this week because we'll just try again in the next competition. No, like, we
go again, FC.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, in the league, you can afford to drop points. You can afford to have a bad game. You can afford to have a bad week even. But in other competitions, you don't have that time. You have to be consistently good, you know, especially in the Champions League. That's why, obviously, it's hard to win because you have to be, every single game you have to pretty much win, or you can maybe get away with a draw or two, but it's just one of them. I think we'll see what happens with City. City could well go trophyless this season, just because of how good we did last season. I think I can just see it being one of them seasons, but as long as we respond in the correct way, which we normally do when we don't win as many trophies as we want, it's fine. It's fine because, you know, if we don't win a trophy, we tend to win the league the next year. That's just how we tend to do things at the moment.
You bounce back in it with the quality in it, the hunger's back. Like I said, this is why you see why they always say it's harder to stay on top than it is, you get me, to get there type of thing. So this is why you see certain teams like Liverpool win 1 league title and then boom, you know, not anywhere on it the next season. It's hard. But let me give a shout out to all the members before we close out the show. Make sure you hit the like button. But Large Up Guilt, the Progressions Project, Ranesh 44, Abdallah, Wayne Molds, Jamal, Timo, Espaco, Don KJB, Junior Swag King, Nippin, Johan, Eddie, Give It to Mikey, Slens, NB, Dan Levitt, Sasha, Davey Fisher, Nelly, Scott Page, Daniel, 40 Fantasy, Deviant, J Socials, Neville B, S Featley TV. Of course, Winter Surf is a member, as so is Yan City, as well as Ryan and Eleanor as well. So if you want to become a member, links underneath in the description as well, people. Many great perks, including how to get on one of these. You might want to come on the Q&A. You might be Ollie in and be like, yo, Flawless, we need to have this talk. Q&A, there you go. Many, many great perks, including shout outs at the start. Well, shout outs during shows as well. But we'll go to you, Winter Surf, for anything you want to add or anything you want to plug before we leave.
No, just follow me there. I'm always tweeting out what I'm on.
There you go.
But yeah, you know I love this. You know I love this channel, this show. You know,
appreciate it, man. Love having you on every time.
I don't laugh. I laugh at other streams, but I don't laugh as much when I come on here.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's always great having you on. We got a similar sense of humor. That's what it is. So it works. Tell you, man, 100%. Of course, Jan, anything you want to add before we leave?
No. These people, like, love getting the little comments in now. Get used to it, innit? You're not gonna be able to say it for too long, innit? So is what it is. If City win the Champions League, I feel like all the views are gonna go down because all these people are gonna leave.
I don't think Flawless is gonna have a show on here. Really.
Yeah, she thinks his channel's still gonna be going if City win the Champions League. It's crazy.
Done for the summer.
Yeah, we going. Yeah, see you soon. See you in 3-4 months.
Manchester City Sports Q&A. That's
what it is. It just be Jan with a blue background. You know what it is. It's just Jan. There you go.
She got in the comments. They'll all be gone. I like it. It's me and Dupe just going back and forth.
Yeah, because you and Dupe. Ryan will be here. Ryan will show up.
Out of here.
Yeah, you, Dupe, Ryan, he'll show up. There you go. I'm saying I'm not involved in
that. That would literally be it. They're going 6 times.
Yeah, that's exactly
worse.
One of the comments would be like it'd be Dupe and Abdallah and whoever else is a City fan. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything worse than City winning the Champions League flawless is if somehow United get to the final and City beat them in the final.
Oh my God. If that happened, I feel like I'd smile for the rest of my life regardless of what ever happened.
That happens, Jan, if that happens, we got to watch it together.
No, do you think I'm watching that game? I'm
We
not
don't watch
watching
it together. Not a watch along. We just watch it together.
No, I never have.
You know what would happen? You know what would happen if that happened? Flawless. You'd see Flawless. He wouldn't say anything. He just looked stunned.
Yeah.
Take off his hat and just see him walk away. Never.
Yes.
Guys in the comments, yeah. Guys
Broken
in the
man.
comments, right? You know
Yes.
your oil people, yeah? Just keep putting petrol in your car because I want Haaland. And the more petrol you put in the car, the more trains, planes, whatever you get, the more likely we are to get Haaland. So
Yeah,
rather
I
than
want that as well.
Oil
please.
City,
Yeah.
go fill up your car, innit? Go fill up your car.
I want that as well. Thank you very much.
And let me just put this out there. This is highly unlikely to happen. Well, two things. If it is a Manchester derby that happens in the Champions League final, I am not doing a watch along. If Manchester United make it to the Champions League final, I am not doing a watch along. FA Cup, League Cup, calm. Champions League, absolutely not. This is why I didn't do one for the Europa League, guys. I want to sit and watch. Yeah,
But
like I said, like legit.
The last final, I knew we would lose before it kicked off. So it wasn't too bad. But in fact,
I'm sitting and watching that in peace. That's what I'm gonna do. Well,
honestly,
shouting at my TV, I should say. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying?
now, if City gets to the final, I'm gonna have to go because there's no way I'm gonna be able to watch that in the stadium. It's not as tense in the stadium. Like you don't feel the pressure.
Where is it this year? Do we know yet?
It's in
Russia.
It's in Russia. Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna say, "Oh wait,
Well,
United, they're gonna run it back Moscow."
If you don't make it into the final and we do and retain it, I mean, that's free in less time than United have done it.
Yeah,
so.
serious. You lot have a case for us in Europe, and
that's
But that's what I was saying because when United fans were back in Chelsea last season, because bear in mind the final, I understand they're not going to want City to win it. I get that, but even up to the final, like you had United fans kind of wanting Chelsea to get to the final.
No, really, I don't know real United fans wanting.
It's kind of, but the thing is with it,
Real Madrid.
I always said that regardless of whether we won,
Madrid PSG final.
Madrid PSG, anything? Yes, I needed a non-English final. That's what I wanted.
Oh yeah, obviously. But I mean, when it looked like Chelsea were going to get there, it was kind of like they thought Chelsea were more likely to beat City, which is what I said. Because remember, I was saying Chelsea's best chance of winning it is to
Hey, just to you, whatever makes you happy, my guy, innit? You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do in your private life is cool, man. We don't discriminate over here. If that's what you like, handle business.
He likes
Dick might be his best friend as well.
Yeah, man.
Someone called
man.
Dick, you know.
Yeah, man. Large up, get me. Large up every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know what I'm saying? What were you saying about Ryan? Jan, what were you saying?
I said he likes
Don't say it in context after that message, please. I like to hear what we say about
Z, right. You can't be in the comments talking about finishing empty-handed when you haven't won a trophy in 4 years. I'm sorry.
Hey, Z, you get me shot. See how she's spraying up the whole whip? As I was saying anyway. Before we go.
Before we go. I'm talking about trophies at the moment.
Yeah, I know my. Here's the thing is, you talking. I know my weight class, innit? I know my weight class.
All right, yeah,
you know
we saved United's legacy
twice. Yes, I know my weight class in that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm fully aware. I fight in my weight class and the weight class is below. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I blocked it. Yeah, I blocked it. I have no idea. Hold the block in it. The first one, I was like, cool, that can go with it because whatever you do in your private life is your business. But then you just wilding.
Was that the sentence in that natural language?
He might have put that in
like 3 words. It's like a whole paragraph.
It might be that, innit? He might have just been like, he might be looking for some minutes. You never know.
International.
You know what I'm saying? This is the World Wide Web. I understand. But yeah, back to it. With the Chelsea, with the 3 Champions Leagues, yes, it would hurt. But it's like, if it's a Chelsea City final, I want them to win again. It's an ABC thing. Anyone but City, unless you're playing Liverpool. then it's a variable.
I think where United have got to be a little bit wary is Chelsea in Europe in general have a very good record. Yep. Like not Champions League, not just Champions League. So if they get that third, I do see Chelsea getting a 4 before Man United get a 4, if that makes sense.
Depends on the manager. If we get a manager, we back in business.
Yeah.
If we get a manager, we're back in business for all the big trophies if we get a manager. Because the squad is now actually there to challenge. I'm not saying we win. We're definitely not favorites for any major competition. However, the sole reason why I'm saying that is because of the manager. If we get a proper manager, we could win a Champions League. Could. Not saying we will, we could.
Yeah.
Similar to
one thing I would say about Chelsea is like because they've got quite a young team and they've won it. It's because United as a club have won it before, but the current players, obviously Ronaldo, Varane, but I don't think they stay too long. Maybe Varane, but Ronaldo's gonna stay like 2 years or whatever. So it's like he'll probably be gone by the time, unless you win it this year or next year. Do you know what I mean? He'll probably be gone by the time it comes back around. So it's gonna be these younger players that you've got that haven't won it before that have to win it. Because I think that's City's problem. I think we've got a team of players who haven't won it before. So when it comes to that final, the pressure. Like, you could see the way we were playing. Like, the pressure got to them players. And I think it's just one of them things. But, Z, you didn't even get out of the group. I'm not bantering with a United fan about the Champions.
Hey, Z, yo, man told you relax, fam.
Someone said regarding the Champions League, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, OGS stand for only group stages.
Yeah, someone said that.
Champions League.
All right, this is when the show's going on.
Because you've got an easy group. There's no way you don't get out of that group this time.
All right, whatever, innit? All right, we're seeing it.
It's a Europa League group in the Champions League, so it's fine.
Yeah, and we did very well in the Europa League, didn't we?
Exactly.
But we
didn't win it. But,
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, we did exceptionally well there. All right, we are going to close out the show, people. Let me just reiterate that, though. If there's a Manchester derby in the Champions League final, I will not be doing a watch-along. And also on top of that, if Manchester United make the Champions League final, which I don't believe is going to happen, I'm just saying this from now, I am not doing a watch-along. FA Cup, I might not even do a watch-along. Carabao Cup, yes. But that's hopefully we reach some finals. But we move. But we're back. I was going to say tomorrow, but we're back today. 3:30 p.m. on the channel, me and Statman Baines, the Fantasy Premier League show, Stats, Facts and Vibes. 7 p.m. on Pi Radio, myself and Tox. We're talking all things Premier League. 10 p.m. back on the Sarcasm City TV channel for Gonna Talk from the Arsenal. One sec. So Cam and Shocks and the Arsenal Dons will hold that down. Then midnight, myself, Jan, Eleanor will probably be back for the Sarcasm City Sports. No, maybe Sarcasm City Sports for doing the most. But make sure you check out the upcoming live stream section on the channel. I'm going to update after the show. Make sure you check out the Twitch schedule as well. I'm going to update that after the show. Link for the Twitch is underneath in the description. So make sure you do that. Go on, Jan. Get your last shot off before we go.
In all of them games that you're listing there, Man United weren't in the Champions League at that point. They either got kicked out or they weren't in it to begin with. So have some shame in it. Have some shame.
Love to everyone who's been locked in. This has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on Sarcasm City TV. Thank you very much for tuning in.